Hello everyone, welcome to the Patches In podcast. I'm Hamish, and to my right I've got with me a man who has communist views until it comes to shooting a few fries off of his plate with his fiancée. It's Hugh.
Hi. No, I'd like to dispute that.
No time, I'm afraid. And we've also got Dom, a man who is so bad at playing guitar, Kurt Cobain came back to life just to shoot himself again.
Hey, that's impressive.
Yeah.
And we've got Ross, friend of the podcast, Ross, who's so tall and unfunny that all of his jokes go over my head.
Hey! He is quite tall.
Just setting the tone, just to let you know this isn't going to be a fun ride for you. So what's new, Hugh? You and I...
Hey, hold on.
To say something.
We've got three of us here, and you just get to slag all of us, and none of us get to say about how, you know, you're the only person that's got a red face and no sun.
I mean, Hugh doesn't have a son. Dom doesn't have a son. You don't have a son.
You've seen no sun.
Anyway, what's new?
What's new, Hugh? We've been up to...
we went to a Slam Dunk Festival.
Woo!
And it was... fine.
Can I say, did you do the Jason challenge?
What's the Jason challenge?
Well, it was the last time you guys went to Slam Dunk that Jason broke the Slam Dunk board when he tried to dunk on something?
Yeah, no, that wasn't there this time, I don't think. I didn't see it. They thought he was going to actually win, but he threw the ball over the board and over a fence.
Yeah. What was this, like a basketball hoop?
Yeah, but like we can do that this year because the reason it was just fine is because they sold like 10,000 more tickets and it was fucking rammed.
Really?
To the point where you couldn't walk around comfortably, and to wait for food was like 45 minutes.
Damn.
That's mental. It was weird. Like this is the third year in a row I've went, and this was like the first time I went, I don't really want to do this again.
That's strange, because I didn't see anyone talking about how it was oversold in that.
See, this was my first time going, and I was in my element. I just went and bought like a whole bottle of wine, because you could do that, in a plastic wine bottle, obviously. And the guy was like, "How many cups do you need?" And I was like, "Get away from me with your damn cups."
You got a straw?
Straw.
Yeah. But I was in my element, like just bottle of wine. Everywhere you looked, there was tattoos and fishnets and ass hanging out. And that was just when I looked at Hugh, obviously.
Shit ton of blue hair as well.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of blue hair at that festival.
Yeah, it was like a daddy issue convention. It was pretty great.
You should call it Daddy Dunk.
It was fine. There wasn't as much bands there this year that I wanted to see. Like last year we were kind of running about, but this year it was more relaxed.
What was your highlight?
I don't really know.
Well, you don't say. Do you know you're usually quite enthusiastic when you come back from stuff like that? But if you say you're fine and you're like, you know what?
Orgasm probably, but like it's because the show was pretty good, but like none of them I really remember clearly. Not like the first 2 years. Offspring were alright, but
they were too drunk. You got pretty drunk.
I was a little bit drunk, but it was like kind of Offspring were fine. Both were fine. Like it was just fine.
Like,
it was just generally fine. There wasn't anything I was like, oh, I'm glad I saw them. I kind of wish I saw Enter Shikari, but they were playing the second stage at the other side of the arena.
Yeah, the second main stage.
Yeah, like the secondary stage while the main stage was playing Offspring, and then we were like, right, let's manoeuvre ourselves to the exit. So when Offspring are just about done, we can like fuck right into the queue and get out of there quick because it was going to be carnage on the way out. So we didn't really go to see Enter Shikari because we didn't want to be,
squished
15,000th in the queue for the shuttle bus.
Mm.
So
even getting there was ages. Like the queue was at least an hour or something.
We kept walking there. I was like, no, at the end of the queue will be around this corner. And it just kept going, and like you just keep seeing people's faces, like, and they're just like laughing at you, like, oh for fuck's sake, how far is this going back?
Yeah, like it sounds strange because it was usually quite well organised compared to.
Hamish saw a familiar face.
A familiar face?
Yeah. An ex-friend of ours, I suppose.
He wrote all of your songs.
Oh, right. Oh, he was there.
Yeah. He was
obviously, he got ran out of town. So he had to go somewhere.
Did he sort of hide away from you guys then when you were there?
I didn't see him. I kind of saw him at a distance after Hamish said, like, I know we're talking in riddles here, but like, you saw someone that you don't like, and I was just glad I didn't see him, like, ugh. And then Hamish was like, oh, did you see him? I was like, no. Like, but I kind of
could smell them.
Yeah, I was like,
smell the fear.
That's what initially put a dampener on Leeds Fest for Hugh. Oh, Leeds Fest, Slam Dunk. I keep calling it Leeds Festival because it's in Leeds.
The weather was kind of cloudy at first, and then it got really, really fucking warm.
Yeah, it was alright. I mean, it wasn't pissing down, which is fine. We're getting some nice weather here as well, which is good.
Yeah.
You've been out frolicking in the sun, Dom?
A wee bit at the weekend and stuff like that. Just went donating to charity, like clothing and stuff like that from the south side of Glasgow. We went to eat in some fancy places through there, which is nice. Me and Angie did that.
What did you get?
It was like Thai food, Thai beef. It was like really nice. It had like potatoes in it, like kind of like a stew, but it had like peanuts, cashew nuts inside the like actual nuts there.
Right.
Really nice.
Culinary expert, any beef and potatoes and cashews and stuff.
Like actual cashews. That's the thing. Like usually when you get like may contain nuts, this thing was just drenched in nuts. Had nuts all your face.
Were you drunk when you got this?
No. But I was driving. It was probably the heat. But it's nice being out and see the weather. Delirious. But it's nice to be out in the weather because like where we were mostly it's indoors or we're away like in our caves playing games and reading stuff.
70% of the year here is freezing cold or raining, and then now for some reason it's
taps off.
It is blue skies and everyone is red.
Yeah.
Well, Hamish is fitting in now, actually.
Yeah, that's just the beer. You guys were doing my head in before we started, so I was like, I wasn't going to drink, but now I'm drinking.
But Hamish, what does taps off mean?
Taps off, so when it's sunny and the sun's out, you get your tap off. Your
Sun's out, guns out.
Sun's out, guns out. Sun's out, buns out. You get your t-shirt off, and this applies to everybody because you'll see everything from skinny wee junky rats to big fat, sectarianists.
Is there any other?
What temperature's taps off temperature, Hamish?
Even
I am brew settled that argument.
No, it doesn't have to be a temperature. When the sun shines.
Yeah.
It was 23 degrees, they said.
That's reasonable.
Nah,
but unfortunately, people don't know that, and they just go with, "Oh, there's some sun."
Yeah, it was like 20 degrees yesterday and plenty of taps off. Not even the good tops, not like lassies or anything like that.
No.
But
it never is in Scotland. It never is.
1 minute they're all about this free the nipple thing, and then so back up. You know what I mean? But
That was an activist
How much
thing.
you had to drink?
Hamish was a big donator to that cause. Whoa, we got this big donation in over Patreon or whatever. One guy.
So Ross, it's been like a year or something.
Yeah, it's been a while since you've been a while.
So we're obviously short on time, so if you could just give us a rundown of everything that's happened to you in the last year in about 30 seconds, go.
Oh my God.
Fucking hell.
That's the hard at the best of times.
Mate, I can't. I physically can't. COD. That's it.
To be fair, that's what you did mostly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still doing that.
I think you're still sitting at triple my time.
Really?
Yeah.
The rookie numbers he's got though.
I know.
You've been playing it a fair bit as well.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm better than Ross now.
I try to diversify my
Gaming portfolio.
yeah, my everything apart from my vocabulary. No, just my time. I just try to divide my time up a bit better instead of just constantly playing COD. I
playing Battlefield?
stupidly asked Hugh for recommendations for anime, and now I'm fucking.
I gave him a good one, suppose.
Don't let him dig
Titties
you
and that in it.
deep into this wee rabbit hole, mate.
Oh, I've got a body pillow and everything.
Who's on it?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I couldn't even pretend to give you.
We don't
something that
talk
was on it,
about
but,
other bands' body pillows.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that
who? I don't know what you're talking about, but it's definitely
Got to.
Have you been enjoying the sun, Ross, or is that too much sheen on the TV for COD?
No. I've been out. Me and the kids have been out and going to the parks and stuff like that. I went and bought one of those wee, American football things, but with the flight on the back end of it.
Oh yeah.
You know, you throw in the whistle. That's great fun.
Is that a Nerf ball?
Yeah, well, Nerf's like the main brand one you can get, and it's like a American football missile. But I just bought a cheap one for Smiths because it was a $5, and the Nerf one was like a $10. So.
That's like if you're playing with Hugh can hear it coming before it hits him in the face.
Well, we did have one of them in my old office, and it was just an anxiety riddle thing. As soon as you heard it, and you were just like, I'm going to get fucked up here.
It's a tiny wee rocket. It's a wee bit. It's just, and it's
right in your face.
Yeah.
But I know. The day we got it, I went to go up to the park, and as I was driving back up towards up to where I am, there was my mate went past in the car going another way with his kids, and gave him a quick phone. And was like, "Moan up, there's Mick," and went up into the park, and I was like, got this wee thing, we'll get the kids all round, we'll just get everybody to like, take shots of throwing at each other.
Aye.
The children were immediately neglected, and it was just me and Mick throwing this thing backwards and forwards at each other.
They had to fend for themselves.
That's the other children.
And that very quickly went from a high lob to as hard as you can at each other.
Yeah. always goes to that.
Good fun.
Yeah.
That's just how men do everything, isn't it? You know, like even talking to each other, and then one wee slight insult comes in, and then
that's it.
You know, it's like, oh well, yeah, I'm going to get him back, and then eventually you're like
fighting,
falling out. Yeah,
like fist fighting, scrapping.
You been playing any games, Hugh?
Call of Duty. Mostly, I've kind of neglected everything else right now because when we were at Leeds, actually I've been playing Football Manager as well, but no one wants to listen to Football Manager.
So are you telling me that this is the first podcast in maybe 2 months where I don't need to listen to Octopath Traveler bullshit?
That's not bullshit. But no, I haven't picked it up in 2 weeks or something like that. Every night, like, I go, I'll stick the PS5 on, I'll play that, and then like I'm like, I've only got like 20 minutes, half an hour, and then I go on Call of Duty for 4 hours. And then I wake up in the morning like, that was a terrible idea. It's like, it's taken over my life like drinking. Like, I've got a Call of Duty hangover.
What about you, Dom? You've been playing much?
I have played and completed Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, wow.
Like, I'm looking forward to streaming that once finished with Resi, but that's a great game. Like, I think I've spent about 65 hours just on this.
That's not bad, actually. I thought it was going to be a lot more than that, to be honest.
Yeah, if I was doing a lot of the Korok seeds and stuff, I think it would take a bit longer, but depending on what version you've got, like, they've patched out quite a lot of the cheats, but you can, oh my god, the duplication glitch that you've got as well, you can, it's like fun videos that you can just see with people making these abominations, and or there's one that's like America, they call it, where it's just like all the wee flying panels. They're just like all beside each other and they just drop grenades.
Everyone the bomber.
It's like a big massive like stealth bomber, like a big triangle thing flying over a whole crowd of them and
just blowing them up. There's like Mokokin's death machines where they just go around these big guys and they just automatically kill them.
Like a wee torture chamber thing.
It's great.
What's the game where you get to make like siege weapons?
Oh, Dead Rising?
No.
Is it like Dead Rising 2?
No, it's a wee game where it's literally what it is about building a wee siege weapon to destroy a castle.
Oh, I know the one you mean,
But see all the stuff that I've seen. See all the stuff I've seen for Zelda. It's just that's just been what it's looked like. It's just like all these people have been putting in practice for this siege game.
Yeah,
where they get to build all these death contraptions and stuff, and you just see them putting into Zelda.
Like, they build a big like robot looking thing. It's got a rocket dick.
Yeah, rocket dicks everywhere, and it shoots water everywhere. It's like you should be helping Zelda, and then it cuts to the music or the saxophone music. Like doo doo doo. There's a big wang everywhere. But
I'm surprised if nobody's put in the Austin Powers cut. What's that? It's a giant. Roger, come here.
That'd be great. Totally worth the play if you guys haven't played it at all.
I've not even finished Breath of the Wild. Like I've still put very, very few hours into that. Like
it's wild, like that a game has got such a good upgrade to it as well, which is strange because it's still on the Switch. You'd think this game would have been like, with the way it plays, it was on like a new Nintendo system.
A Nintendo game that's a follow-up to the previous that doesn't look terrible.
Yeah.
Pokemon!
It's just refined. Like, they've just refined the engine because it's the same engine.
Yeah, that game. You're listening?
They're not listening. They've never listened. Why would they listen to us?
It's like, it's strange to see, because again, I'm sure it's 2 times the size the download is, because I'm sure it's about 18 gig. In Breath of the Wild was about 7 or 8. But they are planning DLC, they are planning all these sort of add-ons to this game, and I can clearly see like that's why Nintendo were on that sort of takedown of any mods done to like Breath of the Wild, because it's like maybe that's what's all coming soon, or maybe multiplayer will be a factor.
Yeah, they're going to be adding things in anyway. Yeah.
But it's like the loading is like night and day difference. I've even felt that when you're like when you're going to other palaces, or you're going to like the towers and stuff. You're in new powers where you can like go through like solid rock to get to the top of places, and the game itself is just like, the story is alright as well compared to a Zelda game. You always think like, you know where everything's coming from, but this actually explains like how the kingdom first began and the whole connection with Ganon and Ganondorf. And
there's maybe that Skyward Sword was the start of the timeline, but now they went, nah, fuck it, this isn't, like, they just keep changing it. And
they go, this is the first family, like the first Hyruleans that were here, and you're like, oh, okay.
This kind of segues into a question we get asked from Craig.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why can Nintendo create like games like this that are like almost bug free, not completely bug free, but like they run well, they look good, gameplay is good, and it, like, because lately we've been having all these fucking stinkers come out.
Oh, have we had apology notes? That's
Gollum,
man.
I'm looking forward to that as well.
Yeah,
but
it looks awful.
My opinion on that answer is that Nintendo didn't try and reinvent the wheel there. They went, this worked really well. It works really well on this kit.
Yeah.
And like, we can just be creative now and we can refine it. And then like guys like EA go, hey, use the Frostbite engine. And it's like, for Mass Effect. It doesn't fit. Well, make it fit. And then like, they're like, it doesn't work. And we've got a year. Right, make something and we'll put it out. And then they kill Mass Effect for like 5 years.
Yeah. I think it's also...
And like Halo as well, actually. Sorry.
And I also think that with that mentality, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Or if it ain't broke, don't break it.
Yeah,
a good one as well, because it's like, what should you push this to the max that we can get out of this? And it's also like, I'm not going to turn around and say that this is a 10 out of 10 game. A lot of people going like, oh, it's amazing, absolutely, like the best thing ever, second coming of Christ in video games. It's not. I say it's probably like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, maybe at a push. And that doesn't make it a bad game. A lot of people see these 8s and go, motherfucker, it should be 10. Yeah. It's a solid game, it's a lot of fun, but I've played that game before. That's where the issue is. A lot of people say...
Callback, damn, I love that callback.
A lot of fun.
see, one of the things I think that Nintendo has a massive advantage over like Mass Effects and Halos and any other AAA title is that the Switch is limited. So they don't have to push for that ultra realism. They don't have to have the 4K HDR, 120 plus hertz. Like, they don't have to play that.
No.
So they don't have to make it look so polished. They just have to make it look polished for what it is.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to get it to run on the Switch and make it look good. Like,
even handheld.
Yeah, like, look at like Pokemon, like, for example, right? Pokemon, they were given that like a really, really hard time for not looking great, and it could have looked better for what it was being played on, but it still didn't look that bad for a Switch game. But if you've had the same thing on like Xbox, it would have been an unknown title selling at £3.19 on a sale. Like, but it's held to a different standard because it's on Nintendo, because people don't expect it to be.
I also think with that, it's more that with Nintendo's way it works, like with Pokemon especially, like Arceus, like, that was a great game, and they spent a lot of time on that, and that engine was going to be the new engine going forward, but they kind of rushed out the latest games, like Scarlet and Violet, and it just came out as this buggy mess that, like, draw distance was terrible, and they keep saying, oh, we'll fix it, and they've got the DLC coming out in November, and they've still not done anything. Because I'm like, why would they? They're like, we're still making money. What was it? It sold 13 million.
It's still the biggest selling game for the last... ever, actually. I think it was the biggest selling game ever.
The last ever? Yeah.
No, I was trying, is it the biggest selling game in the Switch? And
what about the ever before that?
I think it was
Odyssey.
I think it outsold like in the first week, obviously it outsold like GTA 5 and stuff like that. So like, people moaned, but people were still like, this is shit, here's my money, can I have it please? Or like us, press the download button.
But no, you're right with that as well. Like, it would have been, if it was anything else, if it didn't have Pokemon, if it didn't have Nintendo behind it, it would have just been one of these kind of shitty £3.20 games.
I think people also, because they know it's going to be on Switch and that's more limited than like an Xbox, for example, they do expect, or they don't expect as much.
Yeah.
Like, you know, if you released a game, for example, we were touching on Gollum, and it looks the way it does.
If that was a Switch only title, you'd be like, well, that's fine, okay, but it's not.
You know, you do look like kind of tall, hairy Gollum, so I'm interested in your thoughts on this. Are you disappointed in that game?
You're like a male hairy Kirby.
I think it's better. Yeah.
Maybe it's suck on Vince.
Maybe it was a wee bit redder than pink, but yeah.
Still got the beady eyes though.
Gollum I was kind of looking forward to. Like, I thought that would have been good, but
any Lord of the Rings property, you want it to be good.
But even seeing like Gollum in previous Lord of the Rings games looking better than a 2023 game.
What was it, 2011 to 2023? The difference between Gollum now and Gollum and Shadow of War.
And it's like a massive downgrade.
Oh, huge. But then the art style could be totally different. And if the art style is going to be totally different, fine. Looking at Gollum and comparing him then now isn't really fair if the rest of the game style isn't going to be the same.
Yeah, plus it's like a prequel, isn't it? It's like
Yeah,
about
like
a
that
younger
type of
Gollum,
game's
which is
been
a weird thing.
Like,
As before his glow up. What are you saying?
it's a
Warner
type
Bros.
of game
game
that
as well.
they're just trying to pull Lord of the Rings out of what is already done. Like
Shadow of War.
They did Shadow of War, right? That's like any Lord of the Rings game that comes out, I'm going to compare it to that because it was such a brilliant game, and the Nemesis mechanic that they had in that was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was
I am
good.
so disappointed that hasn't been implemented into something else
Do
since
you know why?
then.
Do you know why? Because they
It's Warner
patented it,
Bros.
and they
Because
won't let
Warner
anybody
Bros.
use
went,
it.
No, mine.
Me.
It's my ball. Screw you.
And they also killed the Shadow series for
Yeah.
their stupid shit.
But-
Anyway,
Like any game that comes out with Lord of the Rings on it now, I just see it as it's another way to try and make money out of the name.
Yeah,
Like,
Tolkien's
there's-
like spinning his grave.
there's not very many titles that are coming
Imagine.
out with Lord of the Rings. Or with
Yeah.
a lot of games, like Star Wars are kind of redeeming themselves with
Yeah.
their titles, and they're actually making a decent computer game to play. But
they hit
With-
rock bottom though.
they what?
They hit rock bottom.
Yeah,
But
that's-
they had to climb their way back
Yeah,
up
they
from a really
bounced
deep
back
hole.
They had their glow up.
Like what's the one? And it's the troll. No troll. It's like a wee goblin. Sneak.
Hugh?
Thief.
Thief,
Oh,
yeah.
Is it,
Thief.
is it, no, Thief. Thief was
Thief was like a PS4 game.
it was like one. It was I can't remember what it's called, but they're still sneaking about. Like you're not supposed to get caught. It's supposed to be like really hard.
Pretty
That's
sure that's Thief.
Is it
the
third
thief.
person?
The thief you're actually stealing things. What's the one? It's a wee goblin.
I think it's Thief.
Is it
not?
Thief?
No,
I think it's
No,
Thief.
I'm sure Thief's the front cover of Thief's like a hooded.
Yeah, the hooded guy. But
Yeah,
the
the
guy
guy
with the
arrows
arrows
on.
one was.
I hate stealth
They called
games.
it Thief.
What was it for? What was it released on? What was it released on?
It
was on Xbox and stuff like that.
There was a second version of it.
I think it was even like
But-
Games with Gold.
Even
a
that,
long
like
time ago.
that style of like sneaking about thing, like that's the first thing when I seen Gollum coming out. That was the first thing came into my head was this is just going to be a reskin
Do you mean
of
Little
that
Nightmares?
style of game.
Yeah.
Do you mean Little Nightmares?
No.
No, I thought you
No.
meant that. No.
No, it's a game. You play as a goblin. You need to sneak about. You can kill people.
I'm going to
but
type
it's
in
like
Sneaky Goblin.
You've got to come up with Hamish's Wikipedia.
Have you seen? Have you seen?
She got you there.
Sticks. It was Sticks.
Sticks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
STY.
actually, he is a wee goblin, isn't he?
Yeah.
There's actually a Sneaky Goblin in Clash of Clans as well, actually. He looks sneaky as well, fucking hell.
The display that they've got
Mate,
for
see, to be perfectly honest, see anything that's ever got a goblin in it, they're mostly sneaky because
Yeah.
they're
He's got a
genuinely
mask
well
though.
rolled.
how could you? I can't tell he was a goblin when wearing that mask. He
I
takes
know.
off the mask. It kind of looks like Mikey from the
Ninja Turtles.
Ninja Turtles. But the display they've got for Gollum, like, see the text font that they use and everything, it just looks so bad. It like looks very half-assed, and people have been like
Was it Ariel?
changing the. I think it's Ariel, yeah.
The
Ah,
font,
that's
I feel
What's
that
that
black.
Black Mermaid, mate?
Is that a good default font though, like Calibri or Ariel or?
Aye, so they've clearly not even bothered to.
There was someone I was watching playing it, and like your objectives come up the top left, and they stay up there, and he ended up just writing like a text document, and then started saying like Gollum has a massive shit, and just like tick off these objectives, but it looks like it's in the game.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, that's bad that I could just take 2 seconds and do that. They really need to. There's no art in the art,
Right.
which is so strange to say. Like as a video game medium, it's like there's no effort here. You've just had this whatever the fuck this thing is, and just called it Gollum, and just
Yeah.
made a very bad game.
I'm going to come out and defend the devs a bit, right?
Don't you
Because
fucking dare.
working in I don't work in the games industry, but working in project industry, right? Where we do projects.
Exactly.
Right, so
that
you've
was
got
exactly.
you've got big plans, right? And you have all these processes put in place.
Project Runway.
No,
Project Kiwi.
and then like
Who doesn't
as you try and get closer to that goal, you're having to drop things off that maybe are
Yeah, you need to trim the.
unnecessary or extras. But if you've got management or a overarching company that is trying to change your direction constantly in this project, because you saw trailers of this game years ago and it had good art and it had good text and the graphics were way better and it had RTX lighting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So obviously, like this dev had an idea, they had a direction, and somebody's went, "Oh no, pivot this way, pivot this way, pivot this way," and then they go, "This is a date. This is what we've got, and these are the markers we can hit. We just have to release it." And then they're like, "Oh, you released a shit game," and they're like, "We could have released a better game." if management was better, because it's mostly management and direction.
It's such a common theme within computer games just now is that it's we need to get it out on the deadline, we need to get it fixed, we need to get it out, we can patch that in the post. Like, no, like,
just finish a game.
Start actually giving us things that you want to give us, and give us it when you can give us it, instead of rushing stuff out and giving us this half-assed crap. Like,
I've heard that Valve do it.
Fuck DLC.
Like, Valve basically just like, oh, you guys want to make a game? All right, take your time. Let us know when it's done. And
very hands off.
Well, actually, that's a lot of things that are going into like things that are on Kickstarter, or things that end up in like the early development stuff, where they take forever to actually come out. But when they do come out, they've had so much pre-testing, they've had so much love put into them. You do, fair enough, if you want to persevere from the start, you do have to go through a lot of shit. But by the time it actually comes out, you have an amazing game. Like,
Hades is a good one I think of. Hades was in beta for the longest time before that came out, and then once that came out, it was fucking
Baldur's Gate 3. Right,
Baldur's Gate,
we played Baldur's Gate 3, didn't we?
Yeah, a long time ago, and it's still in beta, isn't it?
Still in beta. It's due to come out at the end of this year. And see, from when I first started playing it all the way up to now, so they've constantly been releasing and working and developing on little bits. So they made a bit and they went, well, this works, and it works as good as we want it to work just now. Here you go. By the way, here's the problems that we have. We haven't finished this yet, but you all bought it before it came out. You knew it was coming, and everybody was aware of what they were getting. And when you got it, it was like brilliant. We'll report back. Everybody played the death out of it, reported all the issues back. They have chopped and changed so much in that to make it really, really good, but still trying to stick to the original. This is going to have D&D like aspects and elements to it. We want it to be able to be that if you want to play it like that, you can play it like that. And it's
Baldur's Gate 2 was Baldur's Gate 2 was like a classic for a lot of folks. So like when you put like an extra digit at the end of that, you're promising a lot to a lot of fans. And from what I've seen with like the patch notes and the upscaling stuff they've done for it, a lot of the corruption is coming from stuff that they can't really handle, like save data from previous saves, because if build changes, then obviously can't carry one character to the next one for it. So it's stuff is like you take liberties going, you may have to start this again, you may have to do this, but we've got an extra character that we didn't have in the previous build. We didn't have a dwarf. Here's a dwarf. Try him out or her out. And
they've done so much, but then they actually addressed that as well, and they've now got, well, you can actually still load up a previous build of the game, so you can still continue with your save and where it was, but you just don't have any of the new stuff. You don't have any of the fixes.
Well, that's good.
One of the first things that one of the things when I was playing it, one of the problems they had was an awful lot of the cutscenes didn't actually have proper animations yet. So there was bits of it where like the lighting wasn't right, there wasn't effects that were happening in the background, there was textures that were not missing, but they weren't necessarily filled in properly, which they then were like, we know these are here, you're going to get to these points, these aren't going to work. And then when they released all the updated stuff, they went, right, it's all fixed, but in order for us to be able to fix all this properly, you're going to give up what you've got, because we can't have what you've already got running on what we've now fixed.
I mean, it makes sense, because again, like that's where a developer being open and engaging with like people that are playing it. Like, you're not going to get that from Redfall. No. Like right away from
Did you hear about the story behind it? Like, no one actually wanted to make it, and then they had like a really small team making it, and not like everybody was just kind of like, we don't like, who's pushing this, and then it was just like, right, just get it out. Like, it was not the main focus for anybody.
Right, but then, like, see, if that's the case, I 100% understand that. But if that's the case, don't put the company's name on it. Have that as, like, under as, like, a third party of what they called Arcane.
Yeah.
Don't have them release it under their name, because you're going to promise people. Like, when they had the trailer, it was like, from the makers of Dishonored, and you're putting these caveats against this name. Of course, people are going to be disappointed, and then that's your own fault. I can't feel bad about that, because it's like I get, like, you know, as a small team, and if nobody wanted to make the game, then who was pushing for it?
Bad management.
I mean, see, to be fair, you can
Michael Scott from The Office.
Yeah, pretty much.
You can still sometimes get a good product from that, like the first Shrek film.
Yeah,
that was all the people that they thought, nah, you're not really good enough to work on our main projects, and they actually called it you can get Shrek'd, and they would put them on the Shrek project, and then we now have Shrek. So it can work out if people actually want to. But
what was the main project? Ants.
It would have been something like that. Yeah,
and it must have been.
But if
Bugs Life and Ants,
if people don't actually want to make it, then there's no passion there, then that's obviously going to come through, especially in a game.
Especially see if like maybe it was like a fuck you, we'll show you what we could do with it. Maybe like if they had more people like that, the game could have been successful. Again, the game kind of works. It's a bad game.
It's not unplayable. Yeah.
I suppose I had too small a team. That was a major problem. They didn't have a big enough team to fulfill the vision of that project.
You could see that, which
and
is
also,
a shame.
Arcane has no luck. The best games are like underappreciated and didn't sell. And then, like, the one that gets advertised like fuck is the one that they don't put any effort, like, not put any effort in, but they don't put that Dishonored level effort in, or that Deathloop level effort in, and it gets fucking trashed.
Things like Dishonored, they were more kind of cult classics.
Yeah, they got better after the fact that they came out. Yeah.
Prey as well. Prey was another one that people keep talking about as brilliant, and then no one played it.
But it's always released at, like, the worst times. Did they not release this, like, the same week as Tears of the Kingdom as well?
They also didn't even want to call it Prey. We were like, that's got nothing to do with the old Prey game. So like, it's just going to confuse people.
Is that management again? Oh, these managers.
Mate.
These bad managers.
It reminds me, Halo Infinite is going to go to Unreal 5 as well.
Yeah.
So they're going to scrap everything. So, bad management. Also, I don't know if I'll play Halo Infinite again.
Oh wait, you motherfucker, I downloaded that shit because you said you wanted to play it again.
Yeah, well.
That's because he said, I'll stream it.
Oh, that's right.
It.
Oh, I should have realised these lies.
Like, fuck, I'll bag myself into a corner.
I'll stream something else.
Yeah.
The only reason I haven't deleted it is just because it's going to take too fucking long to download it again. I decide to play it.
May as well just keep it though.
Man, that's a good point.
I've got Quantum Break on my hard drive, right, and it's like 100 gig, and I'm like, how do I play that? Not today.
But then Quantum Break's more of a TV series, isn't it, than a game?
Yeah, it's the Alan Wake universe, isn't it?
Optional kind of episodes you can download and watch, or you can just download the game, but if you're going to dedicate yourself to something, you should get the whole mythos. That's what I think, anyway. But
yeah, I'll try to. Yeah.
Speaking of watching things, Dom, what have you seen recently?
So I've seen a few things. A few things I've seen.
Are you going to tell us anything?
Wow. Have you seen the movie The Intern?
No, I've not. But this is one of these films that keeps showing up on my TikTok, and is like part 236. So it's just like a 5-minute clip.
Who's in it?
It's Anne Hathaway and Robert De Niro.
So Robert De Niro is obviously
is it not like Google or something?
Well, no, it's kind of like
that's
the internship.
The internship.
Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn. Yeah. So it's basically Robert De Niro is a widower who gets a job at this fashion place as an old intern.
Oh.
So he arrives at work in like a suit and stuff like that. Anne Hathaway's like, try to run this business, but she's like into everything. She wants to like get the deliveries done. She wants to see what the stocks are like. If there's a customer service issue, she's doing that. So she's basically run herself.
So it's bad management.
Yeah, it's bad management. Hugh,
we've actually solved everything.
So, like, when you think of De Niro, what do you think of De Niro? Like, as an actor?
I mean, Raging Bull.
Incredible.
Yeah. What range he's got. Like,
one
you
of
can
the
see
best.
him switch. He can do comedy. He can do, like, serious roles and stuff like that. This one, he's lovable. I've never felt like seeing Robert De Niro as a guy you could be like, oh, look at that old man just being like, like when you watched what was the Irishman? I felt bad watching him in that because he could see that he's getting old, and he's trying to fight someone on the ground and stuff. I was like, oh man, that's rough. You can't CG that out.
Yeah.
But in this, he was quite like, he's just very well spoken, quite knowledgeable because he was in this business beforehand for like years as an advertiser. Then when he retired and sort of back in the business, he's like, oh, I wanted this building because this is where I used to work. And you find out like all the wee bits and stories about all the other characters and it. It does have like a good cast in it. Adam Devine, like he's in loads of things.
I don't like him.
You don't like him?
Nah.
Oh, wow.
I don't like
wow, man, that was strong. That was some
like
strong ass feelings.
His face and his voice are so annoying.
I feel the same way about some people.
But there's wee moments. There's some moments in it that I genuinely went like, because it's kind of like a chick flick, kind of like it's got that.
Yeah, I get it. You watched it.
Yeah, I give it. Yeah. But it was like actually really wholesome.
Yeah.
I was very much like, oh, okay.
I think that like I've not seen the whole thing. Obviously, I've seen bits and pieces, but I like that it doesn't have like a romantic drive to it. It's just a platonic relationship, and you don't see that. There's usually some kind of
Will they, won't they?
shoehorned in,
Were you rooting for it though? Were you like, I hope Robert De Niro pulls Anne Hathaway.
No, definitely not.
I know.
Why would you want to see that?
Because Anne
Grind
Hathaway
on each
doesn't
other?
deserve
Yeah.
it.
I want him as my grandpa. But he sort of adapts quite well to the business, and people like him because he's just really helpful. And he looks like, he doesn't judge people for he's not afraid to ask for help. He's not afraid to go, let me just organise that, let me do this. I don't want to be sitting around doing nothing. Because a lot of people think it's like a kind of, it's a hit thing to do. This will get people to be like, oh, look who they're hiring, and makes it more diversified. But he's like, no, I'm here to actually work.
So he's good management.
Yeah, he's great management.
Oh, you should get Robert De Niro in charge of some of these game companies, man.
Yeah. So me and Angie watched that and really enjoyed that as well. TV series wise, did any of you watch Clone High?
Clone High?
Yeah.
No.
So Clone High is, I knew I was going to get the whole theme song, just word speak it for you. Bill Lawrence and that, guys from Scrubs, it's their animated TV show. Basically about clones of historical figures that are put down. They grow up as teenagers and they put them in high school and they see what happens. Basically, that's what it is. But it's a comedy show.
Right.
Of its time, it was quite it ended up getting pulled off the air because there's a few reasons why. One of the reasons was because MTV India didn't like the portrayal of Gandhi in it.
Right.
Gandhi's supposed to be peaceful, but he's like this kind of
idiot.
No, well,
is it
not peaceful. Not maybe not peaceful, but
him and John Lennon were real peaceful.
But
or like wee kids and stuff like that.
Jesus.
Well, I didn't do it.
I'm just talking about
our lives.
But yeah, you got like Joan of Arc, JFK, Abraham Lincoln, and they're all kind of awkwardly put in situations and stuff, but they're of its time. So this was released back in 2000 odd. So it was got we actually have a lot of scrub characters that come in, do voice acting, like Zach Braff and Donald Faison and stuff. Do wee cameo roles. Yeah. Jack Black was in an episode, Marilyn Manson was in an episode.
They're always cancelled now.
And then episode 2 of season 2, which I've been watching, I think, or episode 1, Abe Lincoln, his character, he gets cancelled. He's like, you've been cancelled, and put him to the cancelled place, and Marilyn Manson sitting there, his character being there. I went, that's pretty funny.
We can tell the future.
Yeah. Well, it's only just made recently. But it's Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, who are
the guys that did Spider-Verse.
Yep.
And Lego Movie, didn't they?
Lego Movie and that. So it's their baby. And season 2, it's only been about 4 episodes have been out. I wasn't going to, I was like, you always kind of win when a show's been off the air for 20 years. It has been. They had a cliffhanger at the end of season 1, and they kind of went, oh, what's going to happen? And
I was confused. I thought you said it was from the 2000s.
Season 1.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was brought back.
It was brought back this year.
I got lost in that.
Okay, sorry. Season 1 was in 2000s, and then it got cancelled in 2000, and they've just brought it back now with HBO.
You're talking way too fast for Hugh.
Yeah, no, I can't comprehend it.
You never actually say that.
So it was inferred. We all got it.
No, you didn't. You were just nodding.
So season 2 just got released. Episode 4 is out at the moment, and you've got new characters that are in there. Some old characters they can't bring back, like Gandhi. They have a wee joke with him at the start, which is funny. But I don't know if there's fan demand, they might bring him back. But when you go into these things that are it's been 20 years since they've done it, is it going to be the same? And you're like, no, do you know what? I think it still works, which is great. Still watching The Simpsons, working my way through that as well.
Did you not see something else that they made?
I did, actually, and I'm just going to spoil it right now because Hugh's here. So you've seen the new Spider-Man movie?
Yeah.
And it's not very good, Hugh.
You're a liar.
It's not.
Did you like it?
I hated it.
I know I'd like it, but if Dom doesn't like it, I know I'll like it.
What was your favourite bit, Hugh?
With the Spider-Man?
Oh, right.
So Enter the Spider-Verse, it was... How can I say this? The first 20 minutes of it establishes a character, which is nice. You want to see more of him. And then it kind of, from there, it's just a spectacular show. There's so many...
Scotty's selling this, isn't he?
Yeah. There's so many references. I would say it's
spectacular.
Fantastic.
Ooh.
There's so many references.
Surely it should be amazing.
I fucking said amazing!
But he said it better. There's so many references in this movie. So in the first Spider-Verse movie, it was quite you could tell that they were huge fans. Like all the costumes and stuff like that. They put a lot of work, a lot of jokes, a lot of nuances, a lot of like what could be show and quicker. Yeah. what could we show in the fastest amount of time? What can we do? This one, it takes a bit more. Again, it's about 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's quite a long movie. But there's so many Spodermans. They're just like everywhere. There's cameos from cartoons from like all the generations that they've had.
Like a 90s cartoon?
Like the 90s, like the 60s, like the 2000s. I was like, whoa. Like, and you'd see them all in like different like levels, because you'd be like, oh, that Spider-Man would be small because he's been drawn small. So he is small.
Ultimate Spider-Man.
PS1 Spider-Man was there. There's like, there's so many. There was a T-Rex Spider-Man, which was awesome. You might have seen the trailers and stuff like that. He was
I think I remember reading it, actually.
I saw Ben Reilly, and I saw a clip on TikTok, and I was trying to get away from it, but he was acting all melodramatic, and I was like, that's pretty funny.
My
life.
Voiced by Andy Samberg.
I didn't notice that. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
A lot of great actors in this. The music was a lot different from what I remember, like, because again, it was more like R&B and hip hop in the first one, where this one is just trying to be like a larger scale, because it's like the importance of it. It's all about continuity, which is great. And they talk about like how it's all supposed to happen. This is the moments that these things happen, and you know.
Are they Final Fantasy VII remake?
Well, that's what it looks like they're trying to do. But I don't want to say anything else, because in case anyone wants to watch it, and that it is great. I can't wait to see it again.
How many thumbs up? 8? All 8 thumbs up?
All 8 thumbs up in my mutant hands. How many hams? A whole pig.
Wow. That's the highest praise we've had.
Yeah, and I would say like it's definitely worth a watch. You can get it in the cinema. Again, highest box office has been in a while.
Definitely worth seeing it in the cinema.
Definitely. But what I will say as well, don't need to stay for any credits.
Is there nothing?
There's nothing.
Is there going to be no sequel to this film?
I don't trust them. I'm staying.
Is there going to be no sequel?
I don't know.
Well, maybe you have to watch to find out.
I just remember we watched the film.
We did watch the film, yeah. Well, I'll get to you.
Is that the only way that like films get like sequels now? Is if they've got a post-credit scene?
Otherwise it's
sequel
just
bait.
Yeah.
A lot of people said that they were surprised at it, because it was the first movie since Endgame that's done that. Because Endgame was the first Marvel movie in a while that's just been like, you know what, we've got nothing.
Oh no, that was to signify like that's the end of the Infinity Saga, you know,
yeah,
like that, this is final, you know.
Yeah, and so this movie was this like kind of the same, and everyone was like,
I can see why people would kind of think that there's not going to be any more then, but we'll soon find out.
Lord and Miller will want to do something else. They were the ones that was they were on Solo, weren't they? The Han Solo film, and they got bagged from that.
Yeah, they got bagged, because who ended up taking
They thought it was too funny. It was
Brian Johnson?
No, ginger guy.
The one
Howard. I was going to say Howard Stern.
Ron Howard.
Yeah,
I was going to say his daughter's name.
Bryce Dallas
Howard.
You should remember that.
Yeah. You know her, like, you see the posters of Jurassic Park.
That's all I can think of. That's all I can think of.
They had to like Photoshop her ass because their ass is so big, and
it just hadn't squeezed eyes down in the picture.
Yeah,
too distracting. In case they wanted you to look at the dinosaur, they're like, no, like get that out, because we want people to look at this dinosaur.
Yeah,
like, people just staring at her.
Yeah, well, the junk that should be dragging.
So I think I'm going to regret asking this, because you were talking about it before we started, Ross, about your anime. But have you been watching anything exciting recently?
Nah, not much.
Cool.
I think we make that joke once every podcast.
Because I still don't like anime.
I make my way through The Rookie. That's been good.
Ooh.
Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
All right.
That's the cop kind of one, yeah.
So it's LAPD. He plays a rookie cop, so he's a wee beginner guy. He's in his
40s.
He's in his 40s, so he's a really old new cop and a really old rookie. And there's him and 2 other rookies, and it's funny. It's a couple episodes that are obviously good.
What are you watching on? Is it?
It's Now TV.
Right,
okay.
And it's ongoing just now?
I think so. I'm still trying to catch up with it. I'm only just into season 2.
Yeah, Nathan Fillion's really good. Seeing the wee mini TV series he does, like Firefly, obviously is a big one. I did like see some of the clips that are on TikTok and that. They always show wee clips.
Well, that's what got me in it. I seen a couple of wee clips. I try not to. bloody ruin everything, man. Like I spotted a couple of them. I was like, oh, this show looks good, cool. I'll maybe give it a watch. So I started watching it, and then of course more of these wee stupid clips come up with things that I haven't seen yet, and I'm like, well, there you go, that's ruined.
That's spoiled.
So there's a thing that I've seen on TikTok that hasn't actually happened yet, and there's just more and more things that. Like just now they're kind of leading the opposite direction. I'm like, well, I know that's just going to come back around because I've already fucking seen it and ruined it. But
just get off of TikTok, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, they do that. See with like House clips, I always see that. But I like, thankfully I watched all of House. But then you go, but then that's how they get you. They get that last wee moment, and you're like, no, you missed the punchline, or no, you missed this bit. No, I have to see that because my brain needs to compute.
There's always that same 2 tracks over the top of it as well as the piano track. Like I can't do it, but like, and then there's the.
No, you need to do it now. I can't remember
because I remember it in my head, but then I'll not be able to translate.
No one's going to know what you're talking about unless you try.
No, they fucking will because it's in every video. And then there's a wee dance track.
Yeah.
And then have you seen the one that's the Australian guy, the Australian bald guy, Mr.
In Between? I've watched it. I watched all that as well. That's fucking brilliant. So good.
It's such a weird. I see clips of it and I'm like, I don't know if I'd like this. That guy seems weird.
Yeah, he is. He looks really weird, but it's an absolutely brilliant show. And again, same thing where it's got like comedy to it, but then there's like some pretty serious topics in it too. And it's weird because he's a hitman. He's a hitman for like gangsters, obviously, because police don't use hitmen. But he's also a family man. Like he's got his daughter. He's separated from his wife. He's trying to juggle like this
kind
whole
of a Ray Donovan type thing.
Yeah.
From the Shield,
and it's just it's really good. I highly recommend that. I've told you to watch that, and you won't. These are dicks.
I've got a lot going on, mate.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Sorry, I don't know what I'm laughing at.
I know that's really good.
Yeah. You saw something with Nathan Fillion in it, didn't you?
Did.
Yeah, tell us about that.
Serenity. Nah, I'm kidding. It was Guardians of the Galaxy 3 I saw.
Hey. That was very quick for you to come up with something else.
I was thinking of Serenity before. I was just like, Nathan Fillion's been in a lot of things.
Like, has been God. He was in all 3 of the movies.
I remember everybody wanted him to play Nathan Drake.
Oh, he'd be a great Nathan Drake.
Was he not meant to be in
10 years ago?
Like 20 years ago.
Tom Holland, though, he's perfect for Nathan Drake.
100%. And Marcus Sully. Yeah.
We were going to watch that. Me and Sinead were having, like, we'd put the film on and we'd pause it to, like, get drinks and, like, snacks and stuff. And then Jason phoned me. And he's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just about to watch Uncharted. He's like, don't, it's shit. And I was like,
I think I've got it on my Plex server, and you know how it shows you, like continue watching? It's like 14 minutes in. And I was like, nah, turn that off.
I want to watch it to see it, like, and say, yeah, it was shit. Because I like Tom Holland as well, but he's not Nathan Drake.
Yeah. He's not a leading man yet. He's
still a boy.
Yeah. Still a child.
Yeah. Grizzled guy. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yes.
It was brilliant. My expectations going in were already high, and they were pretty well met, to be honest.
Well, I'm glad that it's like my expectations, I was like, I'm hesitant for it, but then I was blown away how good it was. So I was like, I trust James Gunn and guns we trust.
Even when the Russos keep throwing him these curveballs, and he's like, kill Gamora, will you? Spoiler. People seen that film. But like,
what film?
Kill Gamora,
Kill Gamora, the movie.
What else did they do? Like, they changed stuff about.
They changed stuff about like
Star-Lord's mask and stuff like that, and like he just goes with it, and like he writes really good characters. I cried during this film, Tom.
Is it like? Did you cry for things that weren't really there?
Rocket.
Oh my god!
The things that happened to that poor raccoon.
That poor CGI raccoon that's not real.
See, this was obviously my second time seeing it, so I knew everything that was coming.
So you just started masturbating furiously.
No, I still got like pure misty-eyed, and then on the way out, like the wee waitress woman. No, it wasn't the waitress woman. It was a wee receptionist woman. She was like, "Oh, did you cry?" And I was like, "Have they did it?"
Yeah, we were in Leeds, and we went to Everyman.
Yeah,
good ones.
Yeah, we got a wee couch, and he ordered Hamish ordered like 8 drinks to sell.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to get up in the middle of the film.
To be fair, I ordered the 8 drinks, but it was all different types of soft drink. I was like, "Can I have a water, a coffee,
it's quite a warm
Coke Zero? You got milkshake?"
I've always wanted to go to Everyman because they got one in Glasgow. Are they really good?
Yeah, they were good. Yeah.
Dom's always wanted to go into Everyman, hadn't you?
I've been in Everyman in this podcast.
The one disappointing thing is the sound. The sound was bad. Not bad, but it sounds not as good as being in a theatre hall.
Yeah.
Because
what's the certificate of this film?
12A
or something.
12A.
Yeah.
Old-fashioned PG.
And what were we asked when we asked for the tickets? Hugh?
For ID.
Fuck off, really?
Asked what age we all were.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's been kids trying to get in. We were like 34.
I know.
Is this a trick question?
She asked me, and I was like, "What age am I?" Like, oh yeah. Oh fuck.
You go, old.
But it was like so quiet in there, and she was obviously very lonely because we went and got the tickets like an hour before. We went in and got tickets, and then she's kind of talking to us, but we were wanting to go away and do other things, and I think we just kind of closed the door on her while she was still talking.
Like they're still talking, but you're like moving away. Okay, yeah, and then you close the door, and you close the door, and I can see her still talking.
Who's she talking to now?
She had food in her face as well, and I didn't want to point it out.
Well, that's because you put it there when you threw it in her face and told everyone to go.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not that mean to anybody else but you.
No, there you go.
He wasn't drinking that day, so he wasn't that mean.
And he also wasn't Jason with like
a cake. Smacking it, then Ross got that cake.
So I'm going to ask you something, Hugh, and I expect you to be prepared. What's new in the world of gaming?
A few things, probably.
Alright, probably. Cool. Is that it for the news segment?
so fucking
well, there was a PlayStation event. Did any of you watch the PlayStation event?
Yes.
I'm a busy man. I've been over this.
You were with me. I saw it.
There wasn't much to it apart from a few things getting announced. Like
apart from remaking the game that like is third in a series of games that everyone wants the first one to be remade in.
Yeah.
Those sentences make sense.
Yes.
Everybody wants Metal Gear Solid 1 to be remade because it's on a PS1 and it's really inaccessible if you don't like PS1 type controls.
Metal Gear Solid was remade.
For Twin Snakes for the GameCube, but it's not. It wasn't a Kojima. It wasn't a Kojima remade. It was.
So they want a Kojima, not just a
well, it was a guy that made like a lot of like the Japanese.
Was it Fearful Joe? Was it Fearful Joe's director that made it?
No, it was a guy that made like a lot of movies. He made the Versus movie.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. It wasn't a Kojima, and it was different. He changed story. He changed just a couple.
Well, he took all the camera and the mechanics of
Metal Gear Solid
2 and put it into Metal Gear Solid 1. The cutscene for was it Grey Fox?
Grey Fox. Yeah,
like that whole cutscene with the corridor thing was awesome.
Yeah,
like in fact,
Silicon Knights developed it.
Yes, I liked the bit where it was like the rocket launcher fight where he like with the hind and he sort of jumps on the rockets while like moving up towards the hind. It was complete bollocks, but I loved it. Yeah. But yeah, the cutscenes were kind of over the top, but then that's what they were looking for to get try to do like a Kojima hybrid, like because he loves movies. He just wants to direct. Leave the guy alone. He just wants to do that. But yeah, they've done the third one because that's canonically the first Metal Gear game.
Yeah, it's still annoying. Just do the three of them. If you're going to do a third one, just do the three of them. But then they're releasing
the Metal Gear packs. So we will finally get Metal Gear Solid 4 off the PlayStation 3.
Yeah, thank fuck. Because I hate that controller. But
but then we won't have the cutscene with like Snake, like waiting for the loading to happen, like lighting up his cigarette and telling you that smoking's bad. Yeah. He was sitting going like that. Oh, it's going to take a while for this to install to your hard drive.
They've kind of waited too long for this.
100%.
Yeah, the Metal Gear Solid train is slowed down significantly.
I think they should.
Since what's that one that everybody hated?
Metal Gear Solid 5?
No.
Oh,
people liked that one, Dom.
Oh my god, the fucking zombie one.
Survive.
Yeah.
And then since Death Stranding came out, everyone's kind of just been on the Kojima train. I keep talking about trains.
Kojima bus.
Yeah, because Kojima's not directing this either.
And David Hayter supposedly has not been asked to voice Snake.
Oh, he's so bitter, man. He's so
ridiculous.
angry.
To be fair, I mean, he has the voice of Snake.
Yeah, Kiefer Sutherland didn't do a particular good job of Snake in Metal Gear Solid 5, and that's not his fault because Venom really didn't talk a lot in Metal Gear Solid, so it was kind of like, what's the point of having Kiefer Sutherland here? Oh, it was to get movie people to buy the game. It's like, but no one buys a game on the basis of a movie actor. We all played Spider-Man Remake and we all hate Tom Holland face.
No,
I think I was.
I was
no, let me have this.
I don't know.
But then
I'm trying to think of another game that had like actors in it that I cared about.
Apocalypse, Bruce Willis on the PlayStation 1.
That was actually a good game.
There you go.
That was actually good. I didn't buy it, but it was a good.
You've not played it yet, but Quantum Break you were talking about.
Oh, let's get
loads of actors in that.
Is Aaron Paul in that?
That guy.
Is Aaron Paul in that?
No, it's that guy from Sin City and stuff like that. He's that yellow bastard.
I don't know who you're talking about. There's the Hobbit guy. And
we know. We know. Fuck all actors.
Dominic Monaghan.
Yeah, that's Dominic Monaghan.
He's in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the main guy, like, I don't know who the main guy is. I've not seen him.
That's the guy that was that yellow bastard.
Was he really? Yeah.
Yes.
You couldn't tell because like he wasn't yellow.
Yeah. Or bastard.
Sean Ashmore.
He's in The Rookie.
He's also Iceman in X-Men.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it, Hamish.
And
I had to Google it for you.
Who's that guy that died recently?
More specific.
Yeah.
He was in, like, Horizon.
Oh yeah, Don.
Lance Reddick.
Lance Reddick. He's in it, yeah.
Lance Reddick, because he was in Horizon as well.
I thought you said the guy was in Horizon. You went Dawn, and I was like, no, that's the game.
Yeah, is that Dawn? Dawn? No, that's what my brain was jumping.
Zero Dawn.
Well, we did get some Spider-Man footage.
Yeah, we did. Yeah.
12 minutes of Spider-Man goodness,
and people hated it. They said it looked shit.
Who? Oh, don't tell me these fuckers talking about puddles again.
They were talking about the symbiote suit.
What was up with the symbiote suit?
Yeah,
I've not heard anything bad about it.
No, I've not heard
you
anything.
use that on Twitter, obviously. Like,
oh, clearly not, because like that's where
that's where tastes are made, boys. That's where taste is made.
I think Hugh's just like constantly plugged into angry Twitter. That's just it.
No, like I am angry Twitter.
It's his algorithm.
But like, no, there was a lot of like complaints of why does it look like Spider-Man, the first one, and this is the whole thing with Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. They already have a good base. They were moaning about this way, God of War, Spider-Man. What was the other game we were talking about? And it was
Horizon.
Yeah.
And
Legend of Zelda.
It's basically just a DLC. It's not a new game.
Where they're reusing the same assets, and it's like, no shit. Do you know how fucking hard it is to make assets?
Yeah.
To make your own unique assets that you have in a game that like spans like literal miles.
You make a new game. It's the second of a series, and you start making new assets. It's not going to look like the second game. It's going to
take about 8 years.
Yeah. Like
games that already take too long to make. Please just take shortcuts, but better shortcuts.
Yeah.
And then you get Redfall.
We can't have our cake and eat it too here.
Yeah.
But no, I haven't seen anyone complain about that. A lot of people are happy seeing that Brooklyn's getting more of an environment there as well, which is good. But they said like people it's twice the size of the original. I went, wait, we're going outside of Manhattan then? We must be.
You're in Brooklyn then?
I thought it was stupid that people were complaining, oh, it's the same map, and it's like, he's in the same fucking city.
Hey, what do you want them to do?
It's going to be the same map.
He's not going to move.
Your favourite, it's friendly neighbourhood Spider-Man.
I know.
I do like the fact that you can switch between Peter Parker and Miles Morales.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I like the music changing as well.
Why have they not got co-op then? Switch between
that's
can't have
so
two of them playing at the same time.
That would
it's
be
probably
pretty cool.
hard. It's probably hard to make it. It's probably a difficulty.
They probably say like frame rate and stuff. See if they probably could make it.
They need to make better puddles, and that's why we don't get co-op.
Yeah, that's why we don't deserve it.
And we guys on boats.
Remember
the pictures of like if you went all the way out to sea and there'd be wee boats and it was just like
cutouts.
Like a PS1 sprite.
But stop looking at it.
Why the fuck is Spider-Man in the middle of water? What tree did he use to swing out there? What lamppost did he swing off of?
Some spiders can swim. Right?
The spider can glide though. He can glide like fuck.
Yeah.
That looked awesome. See when you go in between the buildings.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Like the air suit. I'm like,
I really hope they do better side missions. I really liked the first game, but the side missions got kind of
repetitive.
Yeah, kind of samey.
It was they kind of followed that like, oh, here's an area. There's 5 of this mission, 5 of that mission, 3 of these collectibles, and you're like, okay, like.
But they'll probably will change it because they've also had Miles Morales being out too, so they can't really. If they sort of copy that formula again, people will be like, "Come on, this is a sequel. This is going to be something." I mean, you've got Craven, isn't it? He's in this.
Yeah.
There you go. What's his name has been confirmed. The lizard.
Good old what's his name?
Good old what's his name? The lizard's been confirmed.
That's this podcast. Who's that? That guy that was in that thing. That guy that died.
So what's his name? He's been confirmed, and then obviously you've got what's going to happen with Harry and Osborn. Is he going to come through as Venom?
Harry Maguire.
Venom will be there. He's got to be. See if you go, we are Venom, and then it cuts to like buy the DLC for Venom. How raging would you be?
If it cuts to Eminem.
Mate, that was, see, when we were talking earlier, you said earlier about Spider-Man PS1. Man, see Amazing Spider-Man on the PS1. It was that was one of the first games I properly used cheats.
Yeah, that was good,
man.
man.
You put the cheats in, that changed that game. Like, there was so much of that game get changed. Like, it wasn't just like, you got extra abilities or like unlimited this around it. No, there was like the Fantastic Four building and stuff like that was like accessible. You had like when you were fighting, was it Mysterio?
Yeah.
And he had a big massive fishbowl, like it was actual fish swimming about inside his head and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just some of the catchphrases and it was awesome as well.
Because it was Stan Lee did the voiceover as well, didn't he? Before you had the movies where it had what's his name? Oh my god! Fucking hell! Is this Amnesia podcast?
Tobey Maguire?
No.
Wonderful.
Tobey Maguire did do voices for
and then the movie games.
Spider-Man.
Oh, the movie. I don't know who
it's plays Ash, Evil Dead.
Oh, Sam Raimi.
Bruce Campbell.
I would say Sam Raimi, but no, that's the guy always directs him.
Bruce Campbell did all the voices and the tutorial voices in 1, 2 and 3 as well.
So that man will do anything. Literally anything.
He'll do anything.
Well, he'll do anything to do with Sam Raimi.
Yeah, true.
What else did they announce there? Mirage got an announcement date as well. Assassin's Creed.
Hamish, you really excited for that?
Yeah.
It looks good. It looks like it's going back to stealth, which is like a big plus because a lot of times it's like Valhalla was all like.
I really don't like Valhalla.
Yeah,
Valhalla was good.
Nice. It looked nice.
It was loaded as shit though.
Yeah,
I really didn't like. I eventually got a point where I was just like, yeah, okay.
I mean, I don't expect this game to be any smaller. Just more back. To
that's
the
that's
style
what
of the
people want.
Assassin's Creed.
People want a smaller game.
But yeah, a lot of people
sorry.
want
It's just like we sure you said it was bloated and looks like shit, and I was like, I don't know about you. Sorry,
Pause this. Cut that.
Cut that. I'm going to cut him. Sorry.
Nah, I think people want a smaller Assassin's Creed because people are like, man, I don't have 150 fucking hours to find every little piece of shit that you put in this map.
Yeah,
but yeah, Hamish will enjoy it.
Would you enjoy it, Ross?
No.
Going back to stealth rather than the action for it.
No, do you know what it is? Like, see, just looking at it, like they've still got the same things. Like again, this whole copy and paste, right?
I think we were just arguing for.
Yeah, I know, but some aspect, like you expect some things to get better. And
yeah, this is the 7th or 8th one.
You've got a game like this where you're going to be doing the same things, but they're just going to change it slightly. But it's the methods of escape. You're meant to be in a totally different place, but you still use the same.
It's the same systems.
It's the same systems. You've still got the whole the what would you call it? It kicks the stand and the rope pulls them up onto the roof. Like it's the same pulley system, and they've been using that over literally hundreds of decades between the different timelines that they've been.
Do you not think
doing it? Like just
the cool thing
that everywhere has this?
Every single place has got this exact pulley system that just so happens to be fully loaded and ready to be used whenever somebody runs by it. Like, no, just give me another way of getting out of situations, or make it harder. Give me more, less intricate ways of getting out of a thing rather than just giving I don't know. I seen a small.
It's
clip
not very
of it.
Assassins anymore, is it?
I just seen a small clip of it and I was like, here we go, another retexture. Like, meh.
Do you not think that the promise of Assassin's Creed was a really cool story and cool time periods where now it's just
and
like,
then they went, aliens. No.
Now they're like, here's a load of systems and stuff like that, and then we'll just paint over it like a time period, and there's no real kind of like interaction with that time.
The ones that I've really liked playing were Black Flag and Valhalla,
which is two different games.
Assassin's Creed
well.
2, because I felt like Assassin's Creed 2 was just improvements from the first game. They went, here's a good game, we kind of liked it, we had some good ideas, that again, all the hype behind the first one, it was good. The second one came out and it was just better. Everything about it was just improved from the first one.
Plus Ezio
Auditore. But then you had Black Flag had a totally different mechanic in it completely. They went, here's boats and we can sing sea shanties. Sea shanties are the best thing in any computer game, besides fishing. And you rate games by how good the fishing is, isn't it?
And then
what game was I fishing in lately?
Final Fantasy.
No. It was It was what? It was Tinder? No. But the fishing was good, and I was like, Ross would like this.
Yeah, if a game's got good fishing mechanics in it, you know, it's
genuinely the first thing I think of any time that I see that there's a fishing mini game, and I was like, Ross would play this.
Yeah, that was Persona as well. Yeah, Ross would like it.
But like, so Assassin's Creed Black Flag they had different things in it. It was really cool.
Aye.
And then the same way, Valhalla was good, but I just preferred it over what was the Egypt one?
Mirage?
Origins.
Origins and Odyssey.
Odyssey was the Greek one.
Which
Valhalla
was so they had Odyssey Odyssey, Origins, and then Valhalla. And I felt like Valhalla was just the better of the three of those.
Yeah.
I just felt like they just kind of polished that off a bit better.
Yeah, it looks a lot better. It runs a lot better.
That and
I think it looks
Vikings,
better, but I don't like. They changed a bit of the combat, which I didn't like. The game that I've put the most hours into in the Assassin's Creed franchise, and maybe on my Xbox, is Odyssey.
Yeah, you played that fucking ever, man. Every time I come on.
I do really like the Greek mythology setting, and I like Vikings as well. But I don't know, the game just it didn't feel quite the same.
Because they went to England, didn't it?
It's
not the England thing. I really like to see at the start of the game you were in Norway or
Yeah.
Scandinavia in general.
And you wanted to spend more time there.
Yeah,
But you go back there.
I did everything there. I spent like
No,
10.
you go back to like new bits of.
Oh, do you? Right, okay. I think I got.
And then there's the expansions you probably wouldn't buy, but there's Ireland, France, and somewhere else.
Ooh.
You can't say because you'll spoil it.
I just think that they should. This other one, I just feel like they're going to be just polishing up an older game.
You'll wait and see though, won't you?
Aye, we'll
You'll see what it actually is.
Yeah.
Well, Hamish will let us know what it is.
Yeah.
Alan Wake 2 out on October 17th. I got a wee bit of a trailer.
Digital only. This is one of the first games that's not going to have an actual physical disc getting released, and I think this is probably going to be the start. You're going to start seeing this now.
There's more and more. Yeah.
Yeah, and do you know what it'll be? It'll be Sony and Microsoft just go, there's not going to be any of our games getting released on discs, and then it'll just, and then EA activate it, and it'll just filter down, and then
You're not a fan of that, are you? You like your physical media?
No, well.
Physical.
There's an argument to say that yes, you need physical copies for like archiving, but they give you discs with tokens on it now, which just gives you a download code.
Yeah.
So what is the fucking point? You're not getting the game anymore. You're getting a download.
You're not able to fit most games onto a disc these days.
You need like dual layer Ultra HD Blu-rays to fucking.
It's the whole thing with the like having to have some form of an online subscription, internet connection, log on to be able to play your games.
Yeah.
It's that whole getting away from being off the grid. Like
It's also like they want everyone to
all of your time.
Yeah,
they want all of your time, and you're not allowed to. You're not allowed to leave that. They want you in their ecosystem.
What kind of season pass do you think Alan Wake 2 is going to have?
I really hope
Still
not.
awake.
Remedy's one of them companies that are still like still below AAA.
Yeah.
Like Control and Alan Wake and that weren't quite up there. They were like, they're not indie, but they're not smashing it. It's one of them nice middle ground games.
Yeah,
and they didn't really run Control into the ground, so I'm hoping they don't do it with Alan Wake too.
Yeah, because Control had some DLC, didn't it?
Yeah, and it was quite cheap, and they didn't like fuck you on like different things, and I think they gave you the free upgrade as well for the next gen.
The Ultimate, because again of the backlash because they weren't going to do it.
Yeah, and Sony was like, "Hey, give us more money to play Ghost of Tsushima on fucking PS5 and stuff like that." It's just
a horrible tactic.
Yes,
and they think people will do it, and then enough people didn't do it, and they're like, "Oh shit, actually, that's not a smart idea." Foam Star's got announced as well. The Splatoon.
Yeah, they're just copying Splatoon.
Yeah. It's not got, I don't think it's got a release date yet.
They'll die like that racing one, that Destruction Derby one they kind of created.
Yeah, Ghost Runner 2 got announced as well, a sequel to like One More Levels game, which I didn't think would ever get a sequel.
Ghost Runner?
Yeah, Ghost Runner 2. Like the mad fighting sort of robot-y one.
I think I know what you're talking about. So when you said Ghost Runner, I thought you meant Ghostwire.
Ghostwire, right?
I was like, fuck, that's just come out.
What's the other one? Resi 4 Remake got a VR trailer, and Five Nights at Freddy 2, Help Wanted 2 got announced as well, which was supposedly a big deal, but I remember seeing the chat afterwards, the replay, because I didn't watch it live. I watched the after chat, and it's always funny on YouTube or any streaming site that has comments. Anytime it comes up, it's just everyone like saying how shit it looks, how bad it looks. Nintendo's ones are always
yeah.
Five Nights at Freddy, Help Wanted 2 for the PlayStation.
I obviously I'm not a massive horror game fan. You're also a shit.
Everyone's just sparking up now because Hugh's going to make a point.
Hugh's talking.
It was one of them game series that I think it was just before us, if you like, or just after us. It was just a game series that passed us by. I don't think I know anyone that's really into Five Nights at Freddy's, but it seems like a massive phenomenon
I
at some level.
I do see it on a lot of like TikTok videos and stuff like that, but it's never appealed to me.
A film's coming out as well.
Yeah, the trailer got leaked, and then everyone in the developers like, please don't watch the trailer. Wait until it actually comes out so we can surprise you. And everyone's like, fuck you, we're going to watch it anyway.
Don't watch the trailer.
Don't watch the trailer, the leaked trailer.
That's the whole point of a trailer.
No, it was leaked. To say don't watch the leaked trailer, wait till it's released when it comes out to actually watch it, and everyone's like, fuck you.
See, you said don't watch it.
You're
just going to drive me up traffic.
Yeah, that's a PR stunt, I think.
Yeah. It just looks like Five Nights at Freddy.
Yeah.
Which is strange because, like, again, I see the appeal of it, but it's a jump horror. It's a jump scare game. That's all it is.
Yeah.
We're on our third year of these next gen consoles. Not even next, they're current gen consoles now. And I still feel like we're waiting. Especially on Xbox, we're still waiting. PlayStation, you've got your God of Wars and your Spider-Man, but we're still waiting. Where's this definitive experience? Is it going to be Final Fantasy 16?
No. I'm sorry to say it's
How fucking dare both of
I'm a Final Fantasy fan, and I can even say to you, no, it's not.
What do you think, Ross? Is that going to be the definitive title of the gen?
No.
Cool. 3 against 1 Q. Fuck you.
I suppose this is the brain trust of knowing about games, isn't it? Fucking dicks.
I'm not saying it's not going to be a good game.
No. I mean, like, what's going to be that game where you first go, alright, here's this step up I paid £500 for?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I played a game where you're like, I suppose this is you're not, I can't remember the saying, but you're not going to get as high a change, a difference, upgrade.
Diminishing returns.
That's it, sorry.
I did not know where he was going with that. Thank you.
Because see, if you look at the Xbox 360 era, right, it came out in 2005. And the PS3 came out in 2006, 7.
Yeah.
3 years into that, you'd already had Mass Effect, Bioshock, Halo 3,
Uncharted.
Haze on the PS3, Uncharted.
You had a lot like
you had definitive, like, these are generation defining games, but I don't see any around.
A lot of the ones it's like, remember generational games from PlayStation 3? Now have it on PlayStation 5, £70 please.
Yeah.
No.
Last of Us.
The definitive game for this gen is going to end up being a fucking remake.
Final Fantasy 7 maybe?
The thing that you're going to have to take away from this gen is probably going to be some form of 4K 120Hz remake of a PS1 game.
Of Apocalypse with Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, I'd play that.
I'd play that too. Actually, let's get on that.
I mean, I think it's hard because, again, a lot of these games that could be like console defined are getting either put on the Game Pass quietly. You don't get a chance to play it until it has this renaissance again when, like, I don't know, what, a streamer plays it and it gets people invested in it. Among Us is like a great example of that. Nobody was playing that game until people start streaming it, and then
lockdown was the best thing that happened to Among Us.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, but again, that's an example of a game that had such a simple concept, but nobody was marketing it properly, and then when they were halfway from making the second one, they just blew up. Everyone
that was a good decision though. They cancelled the second one and just went, right, okay, all energy into the first one. Yeah. But now, I don't know about you guys, I don't see it anywhere anymore.
I see it everywhere.
I played a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
You fucking what?
I was playing a couple of weeks ago.
With
who? Gordon, that.
Who?
Gordon.
His other pals.
I mean, have you not seen the YouTube video where, like, the latest One Piece episode came up and, like, Zoro's flames came up and an Among Us logo was up there? The Be Among Us guy?
No, I didn't see it.
The Japanese love Among Us one.
There's a whole thing for playing it on the PC with mods. There's a couple of people every now and again they'll pop up on my YouTube subscriptions and they've got videos they've made of them playing Among Us, but it's got like pure stupid ass mods, like they've got guns and shit like that.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
Alright, like they just get really, really daft things. Like,
I want to play the VR one.
I was going to say the VR one was released recently.
Well, you've got a VR, I've got VR. I don't know many other people's got one.
Sinead.
She's not a good liar though.
No.
And Dom's not got one, so I can't blame him for it.
You've got two VR. You've got the Quest and the PlayStation.
I'm not setting that.
I don't know if you can play it on a PlayStation.
Nah.
I've technically got two then, but I don't know if it's on.
Is it not on PlayStation?
No, I'm not aware of it.
I was thinking about getting that. Fuck, trading it in somewhere and getting my £3 back. PSVR 2's out, and I'm going to wait that going down in price before I buy that as well.
Yeah,
I've been burned before, Sony. Every fucking generation.
But yeah, like, we'll be a while before we'll have that console defining game, I think, as well. It doesn't happen overnight, but at the same time, people are getting impatient. with like, you said this is next gen and all we've got is a bunch of fucking remakes or a bunch of letdowns.
I don't know how many games are out for the Xbox Series X that can't be played on the Xbox One X.
Or do you think there's a lot?
Like,
or
I don't think there is.
No.
I don't think there's.
No, you get like the enhanced ones. But
I know
that
one.
they're still
I can
playable.
think off the top of my head one game that's only available on
What,
like
you only work on
PS5
it?
and Xbox Series X and S, and that's Hell Let Loose. That does not work on the older consoles.
I thought Hell Let Loose was a PlayStation game.
No, it was free on PlayStation at one point. They put it onto like the PlayStation Plus, whatever it was, but
I
it
think
was PC.
They bought the company or something.
Are you thinking that a game
Like,
that's so powerful that it can't be
It
played
can't
on
be played backwards compatible.
I don't know if that can't be. I know that it's just not available.
GTA 6 maybe, if when that eventually comes out?
That's not coming for a while. Like that'll come out and it'll be a
I was
series.
to say, like, just now, games that are
X
available to play right
upgrade
now.
or whatever. By that point, there'll be a mid-gen upgrade to these consoles, and if we get a mid-gen upgrade without a defining game, what's the point in the upgrade? That's what, like, we're really going to get to the point where like people are just not going to buy the extra part of the console.
Well, I mean, like, you see that already happening in a lot of other industries, like that as well. Like, I work in the tech industry, and I see that a lot of people aren't upgrading to the newest handsets or the newest tablets because of that. They're like, what's the point?
Yeah,
You're
you're not getting enough
What's
for
the point when Oppo only want to release their new console in China? Or their
Exactly.
new console, their new phone in China only.
Yeah.
But then they send it to all these other countries for people to review them.
Yeah, it's
Here you
really
go,
bad.
review our phone, you can't buy it.
You can't buy it though, unless you want to pay it a lot on tax. Because
That's
fuck,
me just
fuck Brexit. You
That's
know?
even better because my phone was due for an upgrade and I waited for that phone, and then it came out and I was like, awesome, cool, let's go watch the reviews. And every single one of the reviewers was like England, Europe, America, and they're all like, yeah, here's this new phone from Oppo, only available in China.
Was it
strange decision.
a decision by Oppo or a decision by Britain or the EU?
No,
Because
It was his, Oppo's
the
decision.
Huawei
Oppo's
decision,
decision.
because Huawei, the P20 was like my favourite phone, and then
Yeah.
like they were like, oh, by the way, ban.
Ban.
I was like, oh no, like they can spam me all they want if I get another camera like that. Like,
Come on.
a badass camera.
It's Oppo's decision.
Yeah, which is a shame. I don't deal with Oppo anymore, so
No, you just who you
there's a whole thing with Nokia supposedly.
What?
Yeah.
I've not heard that name in a long time.
Yeah, no one has. Everyone's butts clenched still.
Nokia's just appearing out the ice like fucking Vegeta.
Hood over his head.
For thousands of years, I like dormant.
I think they don't even need to come out with anything new because all those phones probably still work.
Yeah,
No matter what's happened to them.
10s, still got the custom ringtones. Like, hell yeah, let's go, boys. Remember when you downloaded wallpaper?
Yeah.
Maybe you downloaded
And ringtones.
Mate,
Stuff like that, yeah.
Remember
All of
you
that-
used to buy antenna that would flash?
Fuck, man. Oh, man.
And you would only
50
have
to 10.
like so many characters in a text, so you had to shorten all your words.
Yeah.
And
Sorry,
hope-
with just
hope that they would-
SRY.
Yeah, hope they would be able to figure it out.
Now if anybody makes a spelling mistake, you're like, ha ha ha. Like,
We do that to you constantly.
no, well, I did it to myself because I'd type and while looking away and stuff like that, and I go, oh, that doesn't make any sense. Or to press send as well.
Whoops.
Dom, what's the chances you've got any like, entertainment news for us? Movies, TV shows, anything like that? Anything exciting coming?
Yeah, there's like rumours about Fantastic Four movie, like who's supposedly playing Sue Storm. I mean, like
Barbie?
herself, like Margot Robbie.
Don't like it.
supposedly.
I don't like it.
Why?
I don't like that casting.
Do you think she's just being cast because she's hot as fuck?
Yes. But I don't think Sue Storm is Margot Robbie. I know
No,
she.
it's the other way about. Sue Storm's
Do you know,
not going to
like-
be playing Margot Robbie. Sue Storm doesn't exist, mate.
Yeah, I know, but like the character of Sue Storm is like defined and stuff, and I don't see Margot Robbie as Sue Storm. Not that
Really?
This isn't going to work as well for people who obviously can't see us.
Well, John Cena podcast.
Going
John Cena as Mr. Fantastic.
no,
I'd watch that.
He could be the
I want to
thing.
find an actress, and I just want to show
Just
you
rock 'em up
if you
for it.
think that she would work as a Sue Storm.
Right. What's her name?
Yeah, say her name so that people can look
let
her
me,
up.
let me find
Say
her.
your name,
This
say
is
your
from
name.
the-
Who's
this is
on
from the rookie.
Peacemaker?
So this is from the rookie, and her name's
Jennifer
Ali
She
Larter.
was in Guardians.
Ali.
Yeah, Jennifer Holmes.
Ali Larter.
James Gunn's wife.
She'd be a good Sue Storm.
Yeah, she would be a good Sue Storm.
Ali Larter, did you say?
Sorry?
Ali
Larter.
Larter.
Let me see her.
Ali Larter.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, yeah.
Was it?
She'd suit Sue Storm better.
Oh yeah, sure she does. Yeah.
I just don't.
Just looks like a regular white blonde chick, to be honest.
So it's like a Sue Storm.
Yeah, I don't know. Margot Robbie's a bit too, like, she's Margot Robbie. Like,
Margot Robbie's
she's
now
not
too much.
She should take it out of the.
Yeah, she's also Harlequin, and
Like,
she can't. She couldn't be Sue Storm. She's Margot Robbie in a role.
Yeah, so it would take you out of the immersion because you'd be like, that's Margot Robbie.
Yeah, I don't A-list actor these things.
Yeah.
So what do you feel about Carl Urban supposedly coming as Johnny Cage from Mortal Kombat 2?
Yeah, I thought you were going to say Mr. Fantastic. I was like, actually, I quite like that one.
Right, I think Carl Urban's too old to play Johnny Cage.
Aye, but then Johnny Cage could be a washed up.
Well,
actor.
if they play him as an older version of him, but if they try and make Carl Urban be
young
Johnny
yeah,
Cage,
it's not going to work.
No.
I think Carl Urban could play anybody,
He could
literally
probably
anybody.
So we'll get him as Sue Storm?
Yeah, let's do that. I think that's a great idea.
As long as we don't get a Doctor Doom like the last guy in Fantastic.
Oh man, do you know the clips have been coming up on my YouTube, like the old Fantastic Four, like, and seeing the clips, like I forgot how stupid it was for him, like his hand was turned into metal and stuff, and
Like Fantastic or Fantastic Four, the 2000s films?
The 2000s, Chris Evans, my boy.
I don't think he was that bad.
No, the guy that
like he was alright. He was in Nip Tuck. I can't remember his name.
yeah, he was good as
I thought he was good.
Doctor Doom.
I never saw Fantastic Four Stick.
No, I didn't see
But
that.
I saw the actor and I was like, why him?
It was so weird, man.
I heard it was supposed to be a lot darker, and then they changed it halfway, and then the director kind of went a bit too lally with it.
He went on Twitter and was like, the film you're going to see isn't the film that I directed. This is a film made by the committee.
Yeah.
And like, you can see parts of the film, you're like, nah, it doesn't look like that was in the film. And then we just went, this is new part. She's obviously wearing a wig. He's not actually there. Like,
if they do make a Fantastic Four movie, I hope they at least make it like a few movies and just have Doctor Doom as like a mini boss. You know, there should be an arc where he fucks them over, and you know, similar to like Thanos, where he should win because he's fucking Doctor Doom.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's Doctor Doom.
Yeah.
That was the point. See the 2000 film. They beat him in like 10 seconds, and I was like, "This is boring."
He's lost all credibility now.
Yeah.
There's a Fortnite news for you, Hugh.
Why for me, Dom?
Because Optimus Prime is coming to Fortnite.
I thought he was already in it.
Mate, I'm the fucking Transformers fan.
No, I was trying to get Hugh all hyped up because he's so sad looking because he can't get
How many other Transformers are coming?
Just him.
Oh.
He's the only one. You don't need Bumblebee.
How many
Either
other ones?
Well, what's the
awesome.
point of having him? The whole point of having him is that he fights.
How many other ones can you name, Ross?
Probably a lot. Would you like me to start?
Yes.
Start
Alphabetical order.
alphabetical order.
You got the touch.
I like the way you said alphabetical order. Like, okay, I'll sort it.
Let me
sort my list.
that one through.
Because I had them on power rating, but
I mean, any of you have sort list here?
I had them on which one I'd fuck first.
I can name a few. I'm not.
Hey.
I could.
Transformers Devastation was a great game. You play that?
Yes.
That was the same guys that did Beautiful Joe and stuff like
Platinum.
that.
Transformers
games, yeah.
Devastation was awesome. It's been completely wiped off the face of Marketplace. You cannot get it at all, and it's really annoying because I owned it.
Yeah.
I didn't buy it, but I owned it.
That was
And I wanted to
Hasbro,
go
wasn't
play
it?
again.
It was Hasbro, like,
think I
fuck
have
you,
that.
Activision, the
Still-
whole thing.
War of Cybertron.
Oh,
I have them as well.
Amazing.
Do you remember we were going to
So
play that?
good,
And then
yeah.
the game I bought off eBay, we put it in the Xbox,
Oh.
like, this is scratched to fuck. I was like, what the fuck? I turned it around and it was just like in bits, and I was like, why didn't I look at this as when it came in?
yeah.
I had to go buy another one. It was
Right.
like a tenner or
Somebody's
something.
been using that to like sharpen their Brillo pads.
Grimlock was awesome in it, though. He
Grimlock,
was my favourite because he just spoke in broken English.
I forgot how bloody 360 games were.
Me, Grimlock.
See, when you loaded up that game for the first time, you're like, whoa, that's a lot of bloody textures. like, 360, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
This is a style choice, and it'll come into focus in a minute, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, we've done your glasses? Hold on.
See the whole thing. The Transformers games was just that whole. Everything about it was awesome. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Thoroughly liked it. I really want them.
Are you gonna see the new film?
One. No, they're dead to me.
Yeah, because it's like, is that a sequel? Sorry, a prequel sequel?
I fucking don't know, man. Like, I don't know.
I probably will see the new one, but I'll need to see the one before that first. Because I kind of gave up after. What was that one? The one that shall not be named. Was that 4?
4, but there was one with Anthony Hopkins, wasn't there?
Yeah, and there was swords and stuff. I can't remember.
What was the one where the fire was chasing them?
I don't know. I don't think I saw Bomb.
It was the fourth one. It was the fourth one at the very end. He just goes, "Okay, let's fly."
What was it with Matt Wahlberg's daughter's boyfriend who had the
they
Romeo and Juliet law?
They did like the whole 10-minute section on how he was okay to be with her because they started dating when he was young enough, but then he got older than her, which made it illegal. But it's because they started dating before. Like,
yeah, he had the law.
Yeah.
Why was that?
The law was on my side.
Why couldn't he just be older? Why couldn't she just be older? Why did they have to go into so much specifics with that nonce rule?
Well, it's because of it. It's Michael Bay. Like, it's just him.
Yeah. There was whole parts of that
Bay.
And it, like, I mean, there's so many things wrong with
So there's Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark Side of the Moon, Age of Extinction, The Last Night.
Age of Extinction that was sold completely on everything about it. All of the media, all of the advertising was all Dinobots, 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 because everybody knows that anything to do with Transformers, when you start talking about the Dinobots, people are going to be like, I'm in.
Yeah.
And they were in it for 5 minutes at the end, and they were shit.
Alright, Optimus Prime puts the big dinosaur in a headlock, and he's like, "You fucking fight for me."
It's usually what you see like Hugh and Jason fighting.
No, that's a new one with the gorilla.
Everyone knows that's the most effective way to fight a dinosaur, though.
The headlock. Yeah, so what's the one with Anthony Hopkins called? Last Night?
I think it's The Last Night. Because I think that was the one that was poorly rated. Yeah, that's what it's
That's the one that's poorly rated.
I think they're all shit.
Yeah.
But it still made 605 million.
Fucking hell! Guys, we need to start making shit films.
Bumblebee I heard was good.
Bumblebee was actually quite good, but it was
okay.
simple. It was really simple.
Still a Transformers film, so it was still bad.
And it had John Cena in it.
So like 10 minutes.
Haley Steinfeld, was it? In
Yeah.
Haley Steinfeld.
Like how you acted like you didn't know her name.
There?
You're like, Haley.
I can never remember if it's Seinfeld or Steinfeld.
What else was she in?
She's Hawkeye, the new Hawkeye.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I think she also voices Gwen. I think Angie said that yesterday as well. Like
Who?
she voices Gwen Stacy in the Spider-Verse.
Oh, does she? Oh, okay.
I think that's what she said. I'm sure that's what she said. Yeah.
We get any questions?
Do we have questions? Oh, we actually have quite a few
Ones we
questions.
haven't,
My favourite one is from a young viewer called Cameron.
It's not a question.
Why don't you read,
Oh, sorry, that's a statement.
It's a fact.
Why don't you read that one out anyway, Dom, for us?
Sorry?
Why don't you read that one out anyway for
Okay,
us?
that's Hugh's gay.
Okay.
So Hugh, what was your retort to that?
Well, I'm not, but if I was, it would. Why is that a talking point?
I'm just asking Dom to read out what we
There's
got,
a
mate.
lot of like undertones of homophobia
no,
here.
no.
A lot of
So-
undertones of homophobia.
I'm just asking Dom what we got in, mate.
So, would you prefer energy drinks or coffee? That's from Mabel.
Oh, that's a good question, actually, because I love both.
One or the other, what would you say? Coffee.
Yeah, I know that's what the question is. Like,
Oh, no. I'm just trying to narrow it down.
I'd have to go coffee. Like, I do love energy drinks, but
Any coffee in particular? Do you like an Americano?
nah,
a
coffee's
latte?
coffee to me. Like,
coffee.
I generally get a latte.
Have you not learned on this podcast Hamish doesn't have taste?
That's why I got you guys in it.
Hey!
To give him taste?
But I mean, you've got options with coffee because,
Yep.
like Ross and I, because you guys were so late, we had a nice wee cold brew coffee.
Oh, nice.
Oh, we had a cold brew. It was from a carton. From the
Still a
fridge.
fucking cold brew coffee. No more
Ross,
for you.
Ross, you heard what I said about taste.
I know.
It was a cold brew coffee, anyway.
And a
But,
Jack
you can't
Jack Daniels
exactly-
cup.
Yeah, it's a metal cup, so it keeps it nice and cold, mate. But you can't exactly heat up energy drink. So
Yeah.
for the versatility alone, I'm going to go
I'm
coffee.
pretty sure there's plenty of people out there would disagree.
I'm sure we've drank warm energy drink before.
Probably, yeah. not through choice.
I like energy drink because I'm also like cold drinks. I know you can get cold coffee, but
Do you
too much-
prefer the energy drinks? Like, is it because it's sweeter?
No,
It's like a
too
carbonated
much-
drink.
It's too much work to make coffee for Hugh. Pouring
So-
something in and then pouring water on it and then pouring milk in. That's like
There's
2
obviously-
steps too
He
many for
literally
Hugh.
made his coffee from a carton.
No, I didn't. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about normal coffee.
See the question though, right? Is it by like so? Read the question again.
Oh, it was energy drinks or coffee.
Well, again, is that for the same purpose though? Like, are you
Which one
using
would
them-
you prefer?
are
If
you-
you had, if you had to
that's-
pick one.
But see, I
Don't read
like, I
any
like
of
energy.
this.
No, I prefer coffee. But in terms of like, so if we were, for example, going to play football or something like that, I wouldn't down a coffee before football. I'd probably down a can of energy juice though.
I wouldn't do either. That would fucking make my heart explode.
It did.
I did now.
It's energy drink and it's specific energy drinks. It's Monster Ultras or if I'm feeling real snazzy, it's now the Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, the zero, the Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
See, I used to drink the Lewis Hamilton ones, the yellow cans, in work when I was doing night shift, and that made you piss like a racehorse, man. Like, you drink it and you're like, oh, I need to go to the bathroom right now, just piss it out.
I don't know if that's a good thing, though.
No, I think it was like either it had way too much sugar in it, or way too much caffeine, because you were like immediately like.
I think there's a fair amount of caffeine in them.
Well,
I'm not quite sure. I've not checked them.
Actually, the Lewis Hamilton ones, it's the Lewis Hamilton ones. Like, it was always day ones, but the zero ones, they actually do taste really.
They make a pit stop.
I know the caffeine. How many milligrams of caffeine are in each different type of monster as well? Because like the ultras have got 160 milligrams, and then the normal, like I think they call it like carb free. The blue one is 200 milligrams. And there's a real buzz difference there. You know, if you want to get really fucking buzzed, you get the blue one.
Yeah.
If you want a normal, you want to live your day without anxiety. You want to get through the day with some jitters, you drink the Ultra.
Yeah.
And if you want to just float your way through the day, you pop a couple of 3,500 codemols at the same time.
You really want to just...
You just coast your way through that day.
I quite often bring... I generally have a drink most mornings in a water bottle that I'll bring... that kind of drink. That I'll bring into work, and people are always asking what it is, and I'm like, it's Barocca, which is like a vitamin thing, codeine, paracetamol, and like some kind of, the powdered energy
Was there
drink.
codeine in that?
Like, you
Did you give me that with codeine in it?
No, I'm saying this is what I put into my drink.
Yeah, but mind you gave me your...
Oh, yeah.
Your
Oh, that one,
cocktail.
yeah, there's codeine in that, yeah.
Do you know when you go, have you got a problem? Hamish goes, a load of problems. I've got a few issues.
That's the concoction.
That looks like blood.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Mate,
Is that a recovery drink?
That's recovering from what?
Well, I gave it to Ross for his hangover, but people always ask me, like, alright, you okay? And I was like, it's just to get through the day, mate.
Have you got a problem? Pretty large one, eh?
Yeah.
So, Sinead says, Slam Dunk Festival...
Hugh
Sinead, your fiance, says, Slam Dunk Festival wasn't oversold. What's your thoughts, Hugh and Hamish?
Wasn't oversold?
They said it wasn't oversold.
Oh.
Well, if it wasn't oversold, they definitely need to think about widening the arena, making the arena bigger, bringing in or designing it better. Because they put all of the food stalls in like the narrow the narrow pathway between the two main stages. Mm-hmm. So like
a wee bottleneck.
So if you were if you're like, quickly go that stage and come back, and then the queue's built up on the food, then you were just getting stuck.
Yeah, just getting like squished in. For like,
they're probably thinking along the lines of, well, if we put the food where the traffic's going to be, then we'll get people to buy food. Instead, what they did was just cause the traffic jam.
Yeah, bad layout. And if that is how many people was legally allowed in that area, but then that's pretty dangerous. There was a point where you couldn't move through the crowd properly away from the stage because there's so many people. You'd be downloading stuff like that, right? See, when you're away from the stage, you've usually got quite a bit of room to like see things and maneuver, get to places. We were constantly surrounded by people. This
was the smallest like festival grounds I've ever been on of all the festivals. So like I kind of get that it was busy there. It's the first time I've been, but you were saying it's not normally like that.
No, definitely not.
But it's just that it's not that big, really. Like you could walk from one end to the other in 10 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
So like the reason why I'm curious with this as well, saying like they've had to come out and say that it wasn't oversold. So how many people have said the exact same feelings you guys have had? Like, why was it so condensed? So many people must have went, you guys must have oversold, we must have oversold, to be like, no, we didn't.
To have to come out and say that,
that's actually so.
Well, put it this way, the wait for the shuttle bus last year, when it was just me and Sinead that went, was 15 minutes, and it was over an hour this year.
Yeah.
The wait for food last year was 5 to 10, and it was 45 minutes this year.
Yeah.
So like, you've either oversold or the other years
under-accommodated.
Yeah, you've under-accommodated massively. Like,
or the other years they've way undersold.
Yeah, and maybe COVID or whatever, but like
it wasn't even like there's only 2 food places. It was at least 10 food places.
Should have been more though. I think. Anyway, like they can come out and say that, but they're not going to come out and say, we fucked up.
Yeah.
To be honest, it didn't bother me that much, because you kind of expect these things when you go to a festival. You expect it to be busy and waiting in queues and stuff like that. So I just drank a few bottles of wine and enjoyed myself.
Yeah, that's good. I forgot to say, like, I like coffee over energy drink. I just realised I didn't say that there. So, Sinead with another one there. What's your drink of choice? Alcohol or soft drink in this hot weather?
Alcohol, obviously.
I mean, you could have like one of both. You don't need to.
Yeah, you could.
So if you weren't drinking, what soft drink?
Ross, what soft drink would you? Soft drink or alcohol drink would you have in this nice hot weather? What tastes nice?
It's not about what tastes nice. It's tradition. Like you need to go and have a cider, even if you don't like cider.
Yeah,
you can sit in a beer garden and have a dark
nice
fruit or
pear
something.
cider.
A nice pear cider, yeah.
A nice cold.
A
pear
Copperberg guy.
Yeah, like see, like
I like a Copperberg in this weather.
And mixed fruits.
What were you going to say there? You looked at me funny.
You said wrong the first day, I think.
Copperberg.
Yeah, you said Cockerberg first.
Cockerberg.
I didn't, and we can rewind this because it's recorded. I'm actually going to try and go to the Copperberg distillery, brewery. Do you call it brewery?
I think. Yeah.
When I go to Sweden in 2 weeks.
Orchard.
Are you going to bring back some for us?
No.
Well, fuck you then.
I don't know. I'll see if there's anything there that I can bring back. Because I don't know if they've got like a tour or a gift shop or anything like that.
They've got a keg, maybe.
They're going to have something, obviously. But
Maybe.
you know, it's a really good soft drink for warm weather. Wee Capri Sun. Can it be a Capri Sun?
What
Sunny
you
D?
for?
Nah, I've never had Sunny D. It looks horrible.
You've never had Sunny D? No, I think you're lying. I think we had Sunny D when we were kids.
Sunny D's
I
not the
think
same.
so.
Nothing's the same as when we were kids. Take the sugar out of fucking everything.
Because it's all Florida style, mate.
You saying only kids can drink Capri Sun, mate?
Oh, no. Aye, because we cartons are just for wins.
Yeah, it's only
You
kids.
get big ones.
Kids and Phillips.
You get big
Oh,
ones.
you get huge ones?
Yeah, big 750 mils.
Yeah,
All right, you're talking like it's a big bottle of whiskey. Yeah, 750 mil,
I'm
boys.
just saying, you
Locked
get
and
big
loaded.
ones.
No, like, you get
So it's your soft drink of choice then when it's this warm?
it's probably.
Something stupid like Dr. Pepper or something?
Dr.
What you
Pepper.
try to say about Dr. Pepper?
It's not a sunny drink.
Like Sunny D.
He doesn't drink Sunny D.
I mean, to be honest, if we're going to go in that sense, then Sunny D is the only Sunny drink.
Sprite or Iron Brew?
Basic bitch.
Basically.
What were you doing?
You fucking said Capri Sun!
How's that
no,
basic,
like,
mate?
oh,
That's
no,
not
no,
as basic as an infant bitch.
go to Ross first. Because I'm
you still thinking?
Dom's going to hit us with the hottest take.
No, I mean, well, I'm sitting here with a raspberry Lipton iced tea.
Iced tea's brilliant.
I like an
tea's
iced tea.
nice.
An iced
I love
tea
peach
cool.
iced tea, like-
Peach iced tea. I just seen the raspberry and I thought, ooh,
Trash.
change.
Tea is trash.
I think I was I think it was Italy. First time I ever had that, and it was before we had it here. And I discovered it, and I was so excited to come back and start drinking it. And we didn't do it for another 5 years, and I was gutted.
Yeah, because it wasn't really. Again, like, as a hot weather drink.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
barely get it here,
Mate,
but not
the first
so
time I ever
nice.
had it was I went to Turkey, and McDonald's in Turkey had iced tea.
Really?
And you could get it in a massive jug. Like, you had like your large Coke,
Aye.
and then there was like a double the size iced tea.
Like
But it was only for the iced tea. But it was like a pure big stupid ass cup.
Oh,
Tea
that's
is
awesome.
trash, hot or cold.
like an American.
You know, Sinead wouldn't
small
appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, she wouldn't because she's got 2 shelves of tea in the house.
What are you thinking, Dom?
So alcoholic one, cider definitely. Like a nice cool, like either mixed fruit, Copperberg. I used to like the Krabby's ginger beer used to be nice, but I would say that's more the end. See when it's like the sun's going down, that's nice to have that to cap off the summer.
Yeah.
Like that summer weather, like that's nice to have.
It's quite specific there, though.
Ah, that's good for that. Non-alcoholic,
He's just giving a detailed answer.
yeah. How come I'm not allowed to?
No.
What about soft drink?
I would say Pepsi Max Cherry.
Not bad.
That's my cinema drink.
Like that's just good all the time. But see, like in a nice hot weather, just that with some ice. Oh, fucking great! Oh, see,
So
that's
what's
what
your
I'm
drink,
thinking.
Hamish? Ethanol?
Yes.
I already said cider, mate.
Sorry. I
That's
just
already
wanted to make the
cider
ethanol
thing.
joke.
So also another one from Sinead. When are we seeing the new Spider-Man film, Hugh?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
Well, this isn't coming out until
So-
so Saturday.
So,
Few nights
when
ago.
you hear this 4 nights ago,
Well, we'll have a wee discussion.
We talked about
it
you've
when we
already
get
seen
to
it, Sinead.
Nice. We'll have a wee discussion of when you've seen it with yourself, Hamish, as well, and perhaps Ross.
have you,
I'll make time for it.
there's been a distinct lack of Ted Lasso talk on this chat.
I was going to talk about Ted Lasso earlier on, actually.
Because Bill Lawrence also, I thought we were going to segue when Dom talked about Bill Lawrence.
Yeah.
And
See, I mean, I've been asking people, no one's been asking me. So
you're the fucking host.
Okay, Hamish, what have you been watching lately? I
That's
saw
what-
the
that's-
ending of Ted Lasso. Have you seen the ending?
I have it.
I
It
haven't
was
seen
sad.
a start.
No. You should really watch it.
Like everyone's been talking about it at work. I really need to get on.
It's incredible.
You're in it, mate.
I'm
for
in
4 episodes.
I'm in it.
As a footballer that looks, it's got like your Pidgeotto hair and stuff like that.
Pidgeotto.
Yeah, you know, they like short of the side. Yeah.
Sorry, that was funny. Just like, wait, what? Oh my god!
I like how you brought that back to gaming.
That's a game part.
It's just because you three combined still don't have the same amount of hair as me.
That's true. He's got it.
Yeah, because that's too mean. But no, like
that's funny.
It's incredibly well made. Ted Lasso. There's so many like wee callbacks to like the first episode all the way through the series and stuff like that. It just ties almost everything up perfectly.
It's like they planned it.
Yeah, I mean they did obviously. But,
yeah,
you know.
We watched it in Leeds one of the nights we were down, and like the stupid episode was so good, man. Like I was like, it's an emotional roller coaster. You're up here like sad at one bit, and then you're up here elated for something, and then you got to the end, you're like, this can't end. Like,
yeah,
like, I need this. This is my emotional support show.
Yeah,
like, and I don't know how they like. Jason Sudeikis is super charming as like an actor. Like he's just like disarming, like the way like he's just innocent. I'm using so many adjectives here.
Are they making the next season of that, or is this kind of left on island?
See, that's the thing. I don't want to spoil too much, but like,
they all die.
A nuclear apocalypse happens.
What they've actually said is that they don't know, and that's like their truthful thing.
I think it's always good to have a show. Well,
but you want more.
You want more from it as well, and you want to like. If they left it here, awesome. Then good, you can walk away. You don't want to have like sort of cliffhangers that kind of. Never get solved.
Like everything's not tied up, but you're not necessarily done with it.
Yeah, like, you could always go back to that well.
Nothing's left hanging, but I would happily watch it if they made more of it.
They did set it up with 3 seasons in place. So
a Football Manager doesn't last that long.
No. I know. I mean, you said it was Hamish Celtic, so.
But they definitely could.
That
was like 10 years ago.
How long did he last?
26 years.
Right, so what do you mean Football Managers don't last that long?
In general, a Football Manager lasts less than a year now.
But they can.
Yeah.
Especially when it's a made up TV show, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically you'll see it and it's like some of it's definitely done. But there's space to move on if they want to.
There's wiggle room, as you'd say.
Yeah.
Depends. All these actors are probably going to move on to something bigger now.
I mean, it depends because this has been a good show for them and they have loved doing it. So
yeah, but what happens to football teams? They get new signings.
Yeah. That's the weird thing about that show. They didn't really get any new signings. Like they got Ross.
Yeah.
But that was it. Kind of.
Yeah. But
it's a good show.
I'd
really.
It was brilliant.
Any more
questions?
We got one more question, and it's again from lovely Sinead, the amazing Sinead, though fantastic Sinead. Would you try? Sorry,
never mind. I was trying to be mean.
Would you try these? And it's I can't blow up the picture for some reason. But it's a bag of Doritos.
What kind?
Sausage roll flavour.
Sausage roll Doritos.
Sausage roll.
Definitely try them. Yeah.
Why when you could just eat sausage rolls?
I've never had a bag of Doritos I didn't finish.
Because sometimes you want.
That's a statement of this podcast. I've never had a bag of Doritos I didn't finish.
Have you ever opened a tube of Pringles or a bag of Doritos and went, I'll leave the rest to tomorrow?
I mean, I bought on our first day in Leeds. I bought a bag of Doritos and then I finished them on the day that we got back. So 5 days.
I mean, a human. No.
Mate, see, just on that though, how many of us here have ever opened a tub of cheese and onion Pringles and been absolutely fucking gutted that they weren't cheese and chive?
I don't like cheese and onions, so.
Oh, no, like
you know,
lists of things.
The standard green tub of Pringles, cheese and chive.
Yeah.
You
it's
open
like
them
a
up,
darkish green now,
it's not. It's cheese and onion.
Straight after this, I'm going to ask them.
I don't even know what chive is.
So Hugh, I'm the same. I can leave crisp. I'm a bit like Hamish for that. But see, when it comes to marshmallows, no.
What?
A bag of marshmallows. I'm like,
you buy bags of marshmallows to snack on.
No. I buy a bag of marshmallows, and I'm like, if I open this, I have to finish it.
This is a Shane and milkshake thing all over again.
Shane, are you buying these for like to put on?
No, I'm
chocolate.
I'm eating the most marshmallows.
Just fisting those marshmallows
down the fucking maw. I'm just destroying these marshmallows.
Dom, have you ever worked in Costco?
Have I worked in? I love Costco.
Have you ever worked in Costco?
I have not worked in Costco. They got flumps.
My first experience of going to Costco.
What in Costco?
There's a point to this, right? My first experience of being in Costco was my mum went over to buy birthday supplies for my wee sister, and it was one of the only places that she'd found that were selling the helium balloon canisters.
Oh yeah.
And she wanted to go buy one of them, but she was also going to pick up sweeties and everything else for my sister's birthday. She found a big, massive bag of giant marshmallows, and they're like fist-sized marshmallows, huge things, all the way down to the till. Put them on the wee conveyor belt thing, and the guy, without hesitation, picked up this giant bag of marshmallows and just went and just sniffed it and went, oh man, I just love the smell of marshmallows, and then scanned it and put it down, and I was like,
put those back.
I'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, I'll get another bag.
I was like, don't pay for that till I come back, and I walked all the way up to the back end of Costco, grabbed another bag of them, came all the way back down, and just went, you're not getting these, and just walked out. Just walked around. No, I was like, you can put those ones back, mate. And I just took them and just sat them down.
Fucking horrendous.
It was creepy as, and it like, I can't even say, like, you know what, you've worked in retail, you've worked in shops, you know, people can have a laugh. He didn't look around for the reaction. Yeah. Nobody was watching him. Like, that wasn't like a dare between
he got off on that.
That was just a guy with a fucking fetish.
Do you know what? I'm going to message my brother, just make sure that wasn't him. So
I just like the fact that
which one, Dom?
Ross originally was like, I've got a story about a really weird guy that worked in Costco. Dom, you ever worked in Costco?
I was just on the back of the fact that Dom was like, I fucking love marshmallows. I've only ever met one other man with that attitude. Let me tell you.
And he scared me.
Talk about Costco. I was in there like Friday, and I was only in to try to waste some time. But what do you do when you're in Costco, man?
You buy the hot dogs and pizza.
Coffee.
Hot dogs and pizza. Like,
yeah, my man.
Slice of chicken, pizza, a hot dog, and they've also got things like beef, Korean beef, like fucking roll thing. Mate, how good is Costco? But
if we could get a sponsorship by Costco, I'd
see. The only thing that's a problem with Costco is they don't actually sell the hot dogs. Like it's a catering company that sells the hot dogs in the cafe bit in Costco. Costco themselves do not sell those hot dogs.
Is it not just normal Frankfurt? Or
it's a big, massive, giant smoked sausage.
Yeah.
But they don't sell them in Costco. They don't have anything that's.
I thought you used to sell the bags of them, the Costco ones they have in the cafe.
No, that says the catering
company. Eat hot dogs anywhere else except Costco.
Because again, they always said that's the thing that they'll never change, is the price.
I love that story, man.
That is just like, fucking kill the guy. If they change it, I'm like, whoa, they actually used it, I'll fucking kill you. I'm like,
the CEO was like, I'll fucking kill you.
CEO.
It's to bring people in. Like,
it makes sense like to have the monthly,
the yearly ones. Like, I don't know if that's a thing over here, but like there's like a $5 chicken. Full roast chicken, and they never put the price of that up.
Do you know?
Chicken's a weakness
you know what you're going to do now for the next one?
Eat some.
No, you're going to watch the Costco documentary that's on Netflix.
The Costco
is it worth it?
Is that the Kirkland one?
I don't know.
Franchise.
I don't know if it's just this Costco and our one because that's what we call it. But
before we all get too hungry, we can.
Pizza and hot dogs.
Yeah, I'm going to get food after this.
Yeah. So, you want to say bye to the people here?
Bye, everyone. This will be the best goodbye you get tonight.
You want to say bye, Tom?
This will be the second best goodbye you'll get tonight. Well, all in the morning, which is better because you didn't cover that.
Yeah. Okay. And thank you very much, Ross, for coming along. It's been good to have friend of the podcast, Ross, back. You know, say
friend of the pod, Ross.
Friend of the Ross pod. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Everybody get ready for Hamish's speech now.
Nothing. No, I'm done. We're on a time limit, so I'm just going to have to say, back when I was a boy, right? Thank you everyone for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.